Hello and welcome to the second IFSC Bouldering World Cup of 2013. The heat and humidity of Chongqing. We now find ourselves over half the world away, deep in the Midi-Pyrenees region of the south of France. We're here in Millau, home to the world's tallest bridge, the Millau Viaduct, with one point standing at 343 meters above the base of the structure. Now in Chongqing we were surrounded by 31 million people. Here it's a slightly different story. Millau is home to just 22,000. It is also the home of a church that was once thought to have held the original crown of thorns, making it an important pilgrimage site during the Middle Ages. While we don't have the population of China here, our athlete turnout has been over double what we had in China just over a week ago, proving that Millau is still an important site for a pilgrimage of sorts today. All that remains to be seen is who will take home the golden crown and who will be left with a thorn in their side. Well, welcome back to day two here in Millau in the south of France. It is finals day here in our second Bouldering IFSC World Cup of 2013. What an eventful day we had yesterday in the qualifications. One of the hardest qualification rounds I've seen for a long time. We saw some athletes that we thought would be qualifying a lot higher coming right down the bottom of the list. For example, Sean McCall qualifying for the semi-finals in 12th place, and also Guillaume Gleramondet qualifying in 18th there. The big story in the men's, of course, was Dmitry Sharafutinov, our world champion at the present, also our World Cup winner from Chongqing, leading the pack again here, the only man out of 45 athletes to have topped all 5 of the bouldering problems here yesterday. In the women's, a more traditional story there. We saw Akio Noguchi at the top of the pile with 5 tops in 6 attempts, but in second place Anna Storr with 6 different attempts between the two of them, qualifying with 5 tops in 12 attempts. It's going to be interesting to see how our world number 1 and 2 start to fight it out as we go through our semi-finals and our finals here today. The other big story, of course, was Kim Jae-in, who we had an injury from yesterday. We weren't sure whether she was going to be competing today. We can now confirm that Kim Jae-in has had to pull out of the competition here. Unfortunately, she will not be competing, meaning that we have only 19 women for the semi-finals here. Let's get things started with those semi-finals here live on the IFSC's brand new website.
This is my world.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome back. We are here for day 2 of Millau at the second Bouldering World Cup of 2013. A very good morning to you. Got a very exciting semi-final lined up for you. Some really interesting bouldering problems. I've just been chatting to Manu, the head route setter. And joining me throughout this semi-finals and into the finals, we have the privilege of being joined by the lovely Sheila McCarron. Sheila, how are you?
I'm fine. Don't do too much.
So I hear you had a hard time of getting here. We've had a bit of a turn on the weather, haven't we?
Yeah, you know, typical south of France, spring weather, snow, fog, waiting for the locusts, but they didn't come. But we're here, that's the main thing.
You made it here, and that's the main thing. But these are some of the problems that we're going to be looking at today. We have 4 problems for each of you to come through. We're going to be starting with with a single male climber first, as unfortunately we have lost Kim Jae-in in our semi-finals. Despite qualifying in joint 7th with Mina Leslie Wajastik yesterday, she came down after completing a problem and landed a little bit funny, jarring her knee. There's some photos up on Facebook of that when she's strapped up and
from the thigh down to the ankle, and it was looking quite swollen compared to the other leg, certainly from the angle that the photo was taken. So we'll need to see whether it's a lasting injury or if it's just for now. Here we go.
Kim Jae-in is starting off things for us straight away here. No waiting around. So this is men's problem 1. I've just been speaking to Manuel Hassler, who is our chief route setter here in Millau. This is men's problem 1. We're looking at a 7B to a 7B plus, starting around these volumes at the base. See the nice little start label there for you as well. Sheila, what did you make of the qualification round yesterday?
Well, it's quite surreal actually, because yesterday, of course, I was at home and talking to you through Twitter, and now I'm sitting next to you, so it's a kind of weird feeling. It was, if I could just plug IFSC, the quality of the images was fabulous, because we had the close-ups when there was just the one climber, as we have just now, and then the quad screen when everybody comes out, and that was fabulous. In terms of difficulty, I mean, for the men, Sharafutinov just was absolutely fabulous, the only guy to pull off all five problems, sorry. But with a significant amount of effort, of attempts, and everybody else, it was 4s and 3s. When you see Sean McCall struggling on problems, you know that they're really pretty technical. And well, the girls, it was kind of the same. There are those, and then there's the others. You know, there's a real elite showing out, and it'll be interesting as we go through, because as everybody now knows, because you're all stuck to your screens every time we're on air, it's in reverse order of qualification. So on paper, at least, those who are coming out now are the less strong climbers, and as we go through the afternoon, the better climbers will come out, and it should be quite a crescendo towards the finals tonight, and goodness knows what they're going to pull out the box for that.
It was an exceptionally hard qualifications yesterday, I thought. Extremely difficult start over here in Millau, and it's only going to get more difficult today. I've been talking to Mano about the routes. As you can see, Kim Yabi attempting that one. A little slip there then as well. He's made the bonus already on the first attempt. Thought he was going to get up to the top, got a hand onto the finishing position, but then slipped at the last as well. This is Kim Yabi on another attempt now for this one. I actually spoke to Yabi yesterday, and he was fairly certain that he hadn't made semi-finals. He did qualify in 20th place.
Well, it was straight on the cutoff, yeah. But good for him. I mean, it's a very honourable performance. But back to the difficulty of yesterday, I mean, when you see the number of people who did not pull off a block, not a single problem, that's really unusual at this level.
Well, Kim Yabi, we saw making the finals in Chongqing in 2012, ended up 6th there. It's one of his highest results so far to date, apart from a second place, a silver medal at the men's lead competition at the UIAA Asian Championship in Iran in 2005. So that's the last time that Kim Yabi earned himself a medal and a place on the podium. He didn't feel too good after yesterday. Exceptionally difficult qualifications, I thought. Chatting to quite a few of the climbers yesterday. If you were with us and you joined us for that one, we were talking to Kilian Verschuber, Jakob Schubert and Sean McCall about how difficult the qualification round was yesterday. And as you can see, we're seeing exactly the same thing here today as well. Starting off hard, and it only gets more difficult as we move through today.
That handhold at the top looks like the one that was on at the end of, was it problem 4 for the girls yesterday? The one where they had to do the jump from the 2 feet or the 1 foot, depending who you were. Was it Leah Crane at the end? She actually nailed it with a flyer onto it. Wasn't that? I believe so.
We've got another dyno later on for the women as well. We'll get onto that one in a little while. Welcome if you are joining us. You're here at the semi-finals in Millau in the south of France, in the Midi-Pyrenees region, next to the world's tallest bridge.
Which you can barely make out through the clouds at the moment. Yeah. So any tourist ideas that we had for in between the semis and the finals, I think have gone right out the window. Just, you were talking about having spoken to some of the athletes. I heard there you go. I heard the interview you did with Jakob, and you said, oh, I really liked it. I think some of these climbers are just total masochists. That's the only explanation I have.
Kim Yabi, 3 attempts on that one there, but managing to get a top to start things off. A round of applause from the crowd. Relatively large crowd compared to yesterday, but still plenty of space to come over here. This is the women's start list for you now, so let's have a brief gander at that one. Katerina Andreeva starting things off for us, followed by Monica Recci, who made the final in Chongqing just a few weeks ago. So these are our 2 next climbers coming out now. Katerina Andreeva, there she is, lady we were just talking about. Following her is Nacho Ignacio Sanchez Gonzalez of Spain on men's problem 1. Women's problem 1 here then, a 7A plus to start things off, with 2 hands and a foot on this starting volume here, and then moving up to the pink hold you can see there on the right first, crossing over onto the bonus, and then using the slopers to get up to the top.
So you can see the clock on the right hand of your screen, which is counting down the remaining time for the two athletes. Yabi really just got there under the wire, or on the wire, because they were straight out after he'd gone. They've got 5 minutes to complete it. In the final, if they have the hand on the wall at 4 minutes 59, then they can complete the problem. But yesterday and today, if they are not on the wall, when the time's up, they'll get called down.
You're talking about the final 4 minute plus basis?
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 minutes 59. If you're still on the wall, you're allowed to carry on once that time has gone. But here today, 5 minutes strictly. There you can see the clock in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And Katarina Andreeva here then just managed to get a hand up to the bonus, but hasn't secured that yet. And these problems only get more interesting as we move through the day as well.
This is a great camera shot to show you the two green bits of tape, which show that both hands need to be on the hold that she has, and then the single green tape at the bottom of the white pyramid shows where the foot needs to go. The red tape on the blue handhold shows you what the bonus is, and then in theory there are two pieces of no, there's a top that says top at the top.
And the bonuses tend to be around the crooks on the wall.
That's
to make
right.
it difficult to achieve, and that, you know, they're there to divide a tie. For example, in Munich we had our first and second place, our gold and our silver medalists, were divided by attempts on getting to a bonus by
That's
one
right.
attempt.
That's right.
So it definitely comes into play. Interestingly though, on the men's problem one, it seems to be actually past the bonus point, that it's probably the hardest point on the board. It's that pop up to the top that we saw Kim Yabi struggling with a few moments ago, to that final black hold at the top. Actually, this is one of the more positive final holes as well on men's problem one.
Yeah, that purple on, was it block 2 yesterday for the men? It was awful, wasn't it? And they all sort of kind of went for the first go, and they were like, oh, that wasn't quite what I was expecting, as they came flying off it. Absolutely.
On 2 yesterday, yeah.
I could see the relief on Tito Caliron's face. His height really helped him just kind of stretch over for it, whereas obviously your Sean McCalls of this world had to kind of go for it in a dyno move. A dyno onto a thing that, you know, like a piece of chewing gum stuck on a wall. It was horrible.
Moving up past another hold that looks like a piece of chewing gum stuck on the wall. Katarina Andreeva moving from the pink hold onto the slopers. That's the highest she's got so far.
It's pretty nasty, isn't it?
1 minute 10 on the clock here now then. Both athletes still on the ground. We can see already that this is going to be a tough competition. If you are joining us, do get yourself onto Twitter and use the hashtag IFSCWC. You can join the chat with us there. We'll be watching that one. Any questions you might have, any opinions. We do like to start a bit of debate and conjecture going off online. So if you have anything to say, do let us know on IFSCWC using the hashtag IFSCWC on Twitter.
Do we have any Spaniards on Twitter supporting our athlete on this first block in the semi-finals? Second athlete out. Oh, that's seems quite a way away from where he came off there. It's quite a. He's going to need to really spring a bit more to get to that one. Je profite pour dire bonjour aux Français qui nous suivent. Isa Ménard, je sais que tu es devant ton écran. Salut, entre autres. Just saying hello to the French crowd who are probably tuning in. If you're coming down from Clermont-Ferrand or Lyon, be very careful, the road is treacherous.
So unfortunately no top for either of the athletes there, and interestingly here comes Guillaume Glaremondet in 18th place, qualifying in 18th yesterday after the qualifications. That just goes to show how hard the qualies were yesterday when we saw Guillaume, I'm still going back to my own way of saying things. You've educated me, Sheila, and I keep switching back. Guillaume at the finals in Chongqing there, and only making it through into this section in 18th here.
Yeah, he looked very tense. He didn't seem to be into it at all. Not sure where his head was at. I read a blog article of his after the French Championships when he came second to Tito Caliron, and it came down to numbers of attempts on they both got 4. I think it was 4 out of 5. Somebody's going to pick me up and tell me I've got it all wrong again. But it was a tight thing. But he really, when he knew it was all over and he couldn't win it, he came out and flashed the last block, having missed the third one, or missed the fourth one if it was 5 that they had to do. I can't remember. I wasn't there myself. And he said on his blog, he said, well, that was it. I was relaxed and I just went for it. So it's all the more frustrating to finish second.
Yabi Kim here now out on problem 2. We've had a question coming in on the chat asking what's the grading route for the bouldering problems in the semi-finals. Well, I'll be telling you those as we go along the wall. Men's problem 1 that we currently have Guillaume out on is a 7B to a 7B plus. Women's, that's this one here you can see on your screen with Guillaume having a look at the starting holds here. Next to him, Monika Recci of Germany, another athlete that we saw coming through into the finals in Chongqing. Both of these athletes finishing in last place in the finals. Both took 6th at Chongqing, our last competition, but they're here now in our semi-finals. So women's problem 1 is going to be a 7A plus. Men's problem 2, you can see here Kim Ya-bi on men's problem 2. This is when it starts to get really hard. This is a 7C for men's problem 2 that we currently have Kim Ya-bi on. And we'll show you men's problem 2 in a few moments' time as well. It's a really interesting one. It is just crimps all the way up the wall. So we'll have a look at that in a few moments' time. So hopefully climbing in Slovenia, that's answered the question for you so far. I'll keep you updated as we move along.
So Monika Recci for Germany. Oh, he looks like he's hurt his finger there. Jabi on that second problem. I was going to say Monika Recci, she was the German representative in the final at Chongqing. She was the 6th of the 6 finalists.
Just saying it's interesting that both the 6th are coming out at the
same
same
sorry,
place.
I missed that. I got called away. Oh, yes!
And amazing. He manages to hold that with that left there. That looked like he was going to go. Managing to hold on to it at the last and secure it. Guillaume Cleremonde, a top for him there for us.
Excellent.
Monika Recci still on the ground. Kim Ya-bi still on the ground as well. As you can see, the starting holds here on problem 2. 2 crimps, tiny little footholds, and then we move all the way up the wall with crimps to the top of problem 2. It's probably why you can see him shaking the hands out when he got down a few moments ago. Yeah. It's really going to be taking its toll, especially after the qualification round yesterday. Greg Karolak in the Twitter feed then saying, greetings from the Blocko gym in Poland. All eyes on Andrzej Merszynski Victor again today. Oh, go Mekanor. I'm not sure what that means.
That'll be like a machine, I guess, in Polish.
Yeah. I see.
I don't know.
It's nice to have Blocko Jim back with us again today. If you are joining us, come say hello on Twitter.
Oh, here's the replay of that last move of Guillaume's. Oh là là. Trop fort. Excellent.
Definite free climbing there, swinging off the wall with one hand.
Kind of like Dimitri on the 5th block. Was it 2? The one where
3 yesterday. Yes.
The one where
there was
the two handles in the middle and the swing out to the side.
Monika Recci's still on the ground here though. As we were saying, we saw her at the final in Chongqing just recently, representative for Germany. We have a second German female athlete to come out as well, Jule Wurm. Despite having a bit of a bad run yesterday, she didn't look too happy when she finished up. She has made it through into the semi-finals. We'll be seeing her a little bit later. She came through in 11th place. Yeah,
she didn't look happy from the start. Actually, I was chatting to Natalie Berry during the women's yesterday, and we felt that some of the girls were looking really quite jaded, tired for the start of the season. It's a bit of a concern. So I know you were saying yesterday maybe it's because they're not used to the early start. They usually start with the men and the girls come on in the afternoon. I don't know how much that affects them. Perhaps that's it. But certainly Juliana was one of the ones that didn't look like she was on her best form.
But even Shauna Coxey looked a little bit tired and a bit shaky starting up yesterday as well. Quite a few of the female athletes looked that way. And I'm not sure how much that would have played its part as they move through the competition. Later on during the day. Maybe it is that it's the start of the season. People are still warming up to it. I know I spoke to James Casey yesterday, the Aussie climber that we had here.
With the 22 million fans who were watching him online.
And he said he was actually quite pleased to come 21st in the first comp of the season, considering it was such a hard qualifications. Our next two athletes out now, though. We're joined by Nakano Minoru of Japan. Huge contingent from Japan coming over here for Millau.
There's a big British contingent. There's a big British contingent, the big French, obviously, for the home team, shall we say. There's quite a lot of Russians as usual, and I noticed there was an Indian climber yesterday. Didn't make it to the semis, unfortunately. Somebody from Hong Kong. There was people from all over the place.
Hosting fight, yeah.
Yeah.
We are now joined by Katerina Andreeva as well, Russian athlete. This is the highest point we've seen so far.
Ah, there we go.
And a top straight away for her. That's fantastic.
Nice one.
Really good start for Katerina Andreeva. Sorry, Tatiana Shimolinkina, that was on men's problem 1. Katerina Andreeva is currently out on women's problem 2. And here she is. So women's problem 2, then we're looking at a 7B here. So they're already starting to get harder. You can see Nacho now starting out on men's problem 2. We saw Yabi struggling with a few moments ago. You can see how small the handholds are here. All the way up, it's nothing but crimps. All the way to the top. There's the incline on the wall as well. So for women's problem 2, this 7B that we're looking at with the Katerina Andreeva on at the moment, up wedging into that lower left purple sloper. You can see her trying to do that one there with the left hand before reaching up with the right. And then it's a foot up onto the start hold, the right start hold, as they then move up for a pinch on the bonus there that you can see. It's the way she's going to be moving up the wall here. There's Ignacio just looking through exactly how he's going to attempt this problem 2. Shout out then from Rich Pencott saying, come on Team GB ladies, we are all behind you. And they'll be out a little bit later on today as well.
Which is good news because it means that they're further up the list. No, they were looking very good, the girls, yesterday, I thought.
Well, we haven't had a real look at the final hold on men's problem 2 yet either, but I tell you, that's a really tricky final hold as well. It's much like it was yesterday on men's problem 2.
Is that the thing that looks like red lips at the yeah? There seems to be it looks like a pair of lips, and there seems to be a kind of edge in the middle of it, but
it's a tiny finger hold to get in there, and as you're striking out to the right with it as well, it's all about accuracy at the top of that wall. And when you've been working with crimps all the way up as well, it's going to be a real close call.
And I don't really see a foothold to stabilize towards the right either. That could be interesting. Allez les Français, vous avez des questions sur #IFSCWC? Any questions from the French viewers on #IFSCWC? Or any other nationalities? Is Kim Puccio, is she online yet? Because she's going to be between the American lead finals and this. She's going to have a busy day because, of course, her daughter's going to be climbing later on. I need to grab her, actually. I have a mission to give her a kiss from Chris Webb-Parsons, so I'm not sure it'll have the same effect, but the heart's in it.
Quite a few bouldering centres and climbing centres joining us on the Twitter feed as well. Hopefully you guys have got it up on a big screen down there. We've got a lot
Durham.
of crowds starting to gather here as well around a big screen for us too. It's great to see so much support from around the world for these competitions. Only our second bouldering comp of this year. We've got 4 more to come.
Any Harrogate hustlers today? Not yet? No. They're probably in bed. They're teenagers, for goodness sake.
40
Saturday.
seconds left on the clock now. Both our athletes struggling to get up onto the start of this one. Remember, this is reverse seed order from the qualification round. So these are the athletes that were the lowest to qualify in our 20. We only have 19 women, as unfortunately Kim Yain is out with a knee injury after yesterday. She injured her knee on problem 4, I think, yesterday coming down, and then did continue to try problem 5. There is some pictures floating around on the interwebs somewhere of her strapped up with a swollen leg now. We were talking yesterday as well to Heiko Wilhelm, the Austrian coach, about the dangers of trying to push too hard on an injury, and also to the French coach, Remy. We were talking to him about Melanie Sandoz, our current world champion, who is currently out with a finger injury, hoping to return
at the next competition. Yeah, that's what she was just saying to me when I came in. Speaking of Austrians, Heiko will have his eye on this one.
It's Lucas Enemoser now coming out for us.
First of the Austrian men to compete. And we have a French climber on women's 1. It's Margot Pucheux.
French version of Alex Puccio.
Oh, well,
Rivalry
gee.
across
yeah,
the way.
There you go.
Lucas Enemos are now out here, the Austrian climber, 23 years old from Langfeld. We have seen him quite a lot last year as well. Log-Dragomer, Vienna, Innsbruck and Munich he competed in. Qualified for the semis all 4 times that he competed last year. The highest result for him was 2 13th places, one at Log-Dragomer and one at Vienna as well. Here he is on men's problem 1. He's made the crux very quick here to push up for the top.
Whoa.
Very nicely done. I believe that was a flash.
That would be a flash, yes.
So if you are new to the sport, just to bring you up to date on what we're talking about when we say a flash, that is somebody that manages to complete a problem on their first attempt. That's a flash.
Here's Guillaume Gréaumonde with the support of the crowd on his second problem. How's he going to handle this? This is looking pretty good. Let's see what this final handhold looks like.
Oh, there you can see the pair of lips at the very top.
Oh, yeah. Yahoo!
And a top there for Guillaume Gréaumonde. A fantastic finish up there. No problem at all, seemingly, for him there.
And there's Margot onto the slopers. Margot Pucheux, she won the juniors at Chambéry, the junior French championships. And that's the top for her. That's going to put her right in confidence mode. As I was saying, she won the junior French championships at Chambéry fairly recently and earned her place on the reserve team for today. Excellent experience for these young climbers.
So Kim Yabi here.
I was going to say nicely balanced between those, and then curse of the commentator, off he came.
Well, I'm saying now, men's problem 3. This is a very, very technical bouldering problem. We're looking here at another 7C for men's problem 3 with Kim Yabi. I'm not rhyming on purpose, I promise. Start on the 2 slopers there on problem 3. I'll take you through that again in a moment when we get back over to it. Monica Recchi here with James Casey watching at the bottom, the Aussie climber, taking some pictures. Monica Recchi now out on women's problem 2. Here's Kim Yabi again. So starting spread between those 2 slopers. Let me zoom out in a few moments' time as he makes an attempt at this one. I'll have a chat through the wall. So there it is, moving over to the left-hand side, trying to get up with a foot on top of those slopers eventually. There is another volume, another triangular blue pyramid above, directly above that sloper that needed to be used.
Oof,
Monica Recchi very nearly making the pinch there.
It's maybe difficult to see from that camera angle. You maybe get it in a moment, but that's a really steep angle to have to grasp a sloper like that. The move that Monica Recchi was trying to get, but some of the perhaps more experienced climbers, they come out and they make that kind of move look like a walk in the park. So it's always dangerous to say, oh, that looks terribly complicated when it's the earlier climbers, and then you look like a complete mug later on. So
there are actually a couple of ways of doing this one, problem 3.
Hi Sue Berry, I will pass that on. She had a good night at home last night. We had chicken and spuds for dinner, if you want to know. She's looking grand.
Allez Monica Recchi, et non, ça ne tiendra pas sur cette prise tout en longueur, impossible de s'aligner. C'est reparti pour Javi Kim, le coréen, qui ouvre le bloc numéro 3 chez les garçons, qui a du mal à la force dans les triceps. Il regarde le chrono, est-ce qu'il va faire une tentative? Ouais, seulement quelques secondes.
So 10 seconds on the clock, and Kim Yabi now trying again to swing across there. Went straight for it there. There you can see the other blue pyramid shape just above that one. It's intended to go up towards that blue pyramid, slapping out with the left hand before moving across there. Though there is a couple of beaters for this problem as well. According to Manu, he's saying that there might be a couple of different variations of people trying different methods of getting up to the top on 3. It's a very technical problem to maneuver around this one up to the bonus and then pop up to the top there as well. So we welcome our next 2 climbers now out on problem 1 as well. And that'll be Klemen Beschen out for Slovenia on problem 1. And Here we are. Next French athlete out as well now. Cécile Avezou.
Chez les garçons, on a Clement Began de la Slovénie.
So Cécile Avezou out now. Sheila, tell us a little bit about Cécile.
Cécile has the nickname of Mum on the French team. Maman, they call her, because she's basically old enough to be their mum. That's no insult. It's all credit to her to be competing at this level still, when she's over 40 and back after a high-level career earlier on. Had her kids, 3 of them. They're gorgeous, and she's back here now competing at the top level. She's absolutely fabulous and
actually,
very
the
nice
last time that we saw Cécile was at the World Championships.
Yeah,
we saw her
when
all
she
the
came
way to the
silver,
final there
yeah.
at 41 years old. Came 4th at the World Championships in Paris last year.
Yeah.
She also came 5th at Chongqing in 2012 as well. Clement Bechin for Slovenia.
Okay,
They're
she's
coming
got
out as
the
well
piece
for
of
us.
bubble gum. She's going on to the bonus. Allez, Cécile, allez. Hein.
And here we are with the quad screen, so we can make sure that we show you all of the climbers as they move through the semi-finals here. 2 minutes 50 left on the clock. Ignacio now in the bottom right-hand corner of your
look at that
screen,
tip.
getting a hand up onto the bonus. That is the furthest that we've seen any of our athletes so far.
Definitely gritting his teeth there, determined to in his effort. But see, Clement's still on the ground. He hasn't pulled off this first one. I would have thought with his height he might get the move to the top easier than some, but well, we'll see. Here's Cécile for another attempt. Ekaterina having a bit of a breather, trying to figure out the best way to attack this. Not Clement's down again, so Cécile, allez.
Another older climber as well, Clement Bechin, 30 years old, born in Cran.
Yeah, ancient.
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. It's definitely
I heard you
this
say
year.
that yesterday, yeah.
The juniors coming up. We have some 16-year-olds, or we had some 16-year-olds yesterday attempting
Yeah.
this one. The average age for a climber at the moment in these comps seems to be around 20, 21 years old. Some of the hardened veterans up to about 23, 24. But to have a 30-year-old climber still competing seems to be strange now. 2011, Clement Bechin was in 7th place on the world rankings. Interesting to have a brief look now up at the top to where we can see Ekaterina Andreeva over on women's problem.
And Cécile has matched on the blue. She's onto the slopers. Et ça top pour maman. It's the top for Cécile Avezou.
À l'assaut du second bloc maintenant, Cécile Avezou.
Clement Bechin here
this
on
is
the starting position.
A minute to go on this problem, and it was thinking time there. Everybody was having a look, and now they're all going to have maybe their last attempt at these problems. Remember that they have to have them finished by the time that timer goes down to 0.
And we've currently only got 45 seconds left before that time happens. Ignacio making another attempt here on men's problem 2.
Oh, look at that position for Ekaterina. She's completely turned over on herself. Nice, nice. But she's down. And she takes her slip. We get a top for Mr. Nakano, but Ekaterina has called it a day. Everybody else is going to have to as well. And it's a new rotation.
Nakano Minoru here, world ranked 52nd at the moment. From last year, his World Cup ranking this year is 11th place. Born in Hiroshima, lives in Hiroshima-shi.
So we have another French climber out. It's the first problem for Anne-Laure Chevrier. Anne-Laure, who's pretty experienced amongst the French climbers. She's a regular climber in the semi-finals and quite a few finals last year, I believe.
And out for Poland now as well, we have Andrzej Mrzezinski Victor coming out. He's on men's problem 1. Take you over there and have a look at that in a moment. At the moment, here's Margot Bouchou attempting women's problem 2 there, wedging in with those slopers.
Trying to go for the compression on the 2 slopers didn't quite pay off, but it looks like the right method to me. And Guillaume Gréron-Mondé at the bottom right-hand side of your screen, bottom left as well. He's about 2/3 up this third men's problem. Oh, that looks a
We will show you Yabi Kim in just a moment's time.
Okay, is he going to get
See
the
him over
bonus?
there. Men's problem 4 now.
There's the bonus.
This one is a 7B plus of the longer ones, and Manu was saying he was hoping that he's going to have the athletes exhausted by this point. He's around this the crux on the wall. You can see the bonus point. He's got his right hand up onto there now, and the way that they navigate around that yellow and the bonus hold are just above it with that tight cross there. You can see Kim Yabi attempting. Again, there are 3 or 4 different ways of doing that with the beater. He's imagining that there will be the yellow hold that they use predominantly, as it is a better hold than the bonus. It's going to be interesting to see how our different athletes attempt that as we move through the competition. Lucas Enemossa now up in the top right-hand corner of your screen, moving up around these crimps. See the concentration and the exhaustion on his face there. Managing to hold on. Is he going to be able to? This is what I mean about the final hold here. This is a really accurate finish.
Here's Yabi, bottom right, with those yellow handholds, 1 of each to start.
Another similar start for the men's, with spread between 2 slopers and moving up. See that on men's problem 3 as well.
Using the heel hook to move up onto the next volume that you were talking about, Dan. And there's the bonus. You can see the red tape. Oh, but he's not got it on that attempt. Margot Bouchou is setting off on another attempt. She's tall and gangly is not a pretty word, but she is very limmy.
That can be quite difficult for them, and a compression-based move, the height can be against them there. But this is quite a wide compression. It's more like a wedge, you know, getting yourself underneath that first sloper. You can see it in the top right-hand corner of your screen now. She's on the ground at present. Lucas Enemossa going up for another attempt with 1 minute 45 left on the clock. But here's Kim Yabi now around the same point I was talking about a moment ago, around this bonus hold. And again, using the yellow hold predominantly here, but these holds all the way up here, Manu's saying, are very slippery. There's not much to go on any of them. Got to get a foot across.
She's managed to get the foot over, but she didn't manage to block against that upper volume. I think that's the move. You need to kind of do a shoulder block and then get up and carry on.
And Nikita Closer asking in the chat as well on the Twitter feed what the grades are again. I'm just going to go through those again for you. Men's problem 1 then is a 7B to a 7B plus. Men's problem 2 is a 7C. Men's problem 3 is another 7C. And men's problem 4 is a 7B plus. So again, harder than yesterday today. For the women's then, women's problem 1 is a 7A plus. Women's problem 2 is a 7B. Problem 3 a 7A plus, and problem 4 is a 7A plus to a 7B.
Oh.
Guillaume there.
Nearly had it. I think he's got the right method this time. There's only 40 seconds to go. This could be the last attempt for everybody.
You can see he knows that as well. He's quite quick to start there, Guillaume, but
a bit too quick perhaps. Monica Ritchie's got the foot business sorted out again. What's she going to do with this?
Fortunately falling there. You can see Kim Yabi at the exact same point on the wall on problem 4, trying to make his way on that traverse over to the left. Not quite sure what he's doing with his hands. You can see him laughing there and getting down again.
Bouchou, I think, has given up on that one. Yep.
Managing to do it after the first attempt. You can see that he's got the crimps down, no problem there at all, but then trying to get his focus sorted for that final accurate lean out on the right hand over into that finishing hold there. And next, French athlete now out on problem 1 though.
Jérémy Bonder. We'll see what he can do with this. I was just laughing at Lucas's expression when he came down, like, well, why couldn't I have done that earlier? But
Sabine Bacher as well for Austria, now Lucas's teammate, coming out on problem 1 as well. And they're both in the top left-hand corner of your screen now.
don't know if you've noticed there's a decided difference between the set lists of the DJs in China and the DJs in France. You're not getting any Katy Perry this time. You're upset, Dan, I can tell.
I love Katy Perry. Don't take that away from me, Sheila. I'm just getting another ask on the chat, so I'm going to fill you in with these problems again. Women's problem 3 here. Then you're looking at a 7A plus, and problem 4 for the women's is a 7A plus to a 7B. Problem 4 for the men's there is a 7B plus, and I'm going to say thank you to Climbing in Slovenia for tweeting those for us so that you guys can all see them on there. So we've established that one. We're now looking. Cecilia Lavezou back out again on climax on men's and women's problem 2.
And Ekaterina Andreeva is on her last problem of these semi-finals. Good grief, that's a huge jump. Not sure that's what the setters had in mind. When you see that the bonus is away to the right, perhaps she needs to use the big bit of pink chewing gum.
Oh, this is one I wanted to talk about. Actually, I'm quite excited to see this one. I was talking to Manu about it as well, about this huge dyno that starts things off. It is straight up to the yellow for the start,
right.
But it is actually easier if you go straight for just the yellow and ignore the pink that's just underneath it. You can do that split dyno, obviously, and get one hand on the pink, the right on the pink, and the left on the yellow. But it's actually easier if you go with both hands up for the yellow first and then start swinging out for the bonus there.
Jeremy just lost his foot there, but see, Katerina's going for the 2, isn't she? Yeah.
Katerina's going for the 2 as well, and that's at the moment causing some problems for us. So it's straight up for a pinch at the end of a dyno, like we had yesterday on a couple of problems. You can see Ignacio having the same issue that we had with Kim Yabi around that crux on the wall with the bonus.
Cecilia Lavezou is getting on quite well with the second boulder, but she's down, so safely say that she's figured out what she needs to do.
Sabine Bacher now out for us as well on women's problem 1 for the Austrian team, 29 years old. Sabine, she's been as high on the world rankings before as 17th. Her current world ranking is 25th. And the highest result that we have for her to date, her bouldering comp for the IFSC was at Erlangen in Germany in 2007. That she came 6th there. She also came 6th at the IFSC European Boulder Championship in Birmingham in GBR in 2007.
A little squeal from Cecilia, she comes off there. I'm looking at Ignacio Sanchez Gonzalez. He seems to be giving it a lot of thought. I'm not sure, I didn't see if he's already had an attempt at this, but he's giving it a lot of thought before he puts his hands back on. Here he goes now.
Well, there are 2 or 3 ways on the beta to get across from this side on this one. You can go out with the left first, for the, like he is now, for the bonus hold, and then cross
that's wrong
underneath.
hand, surely.
But that's again another tricky one. Manu is saying that they'll probably be relying on the yellow hold just below the bonus more often
for
than not.
stability, yeah.
But there are some different ways of doing it.
Oh, Cecile had the bonus. Here's Sabine.
Sabine, no.
There we go, matches out. She's quite happy.
1 minute left on the clock as well, and she's finished there. Her sister is
Katerina's
also a climber.
still going for the double compression, but no success so far. Jeremy's getting a bit annoyed here on the left. You can see he's watching the clock. It's always a fine line between getting your breath back, letting the time run down. Does it mean you're going to compromise the number of attempts you can have? Do you want to save some strength for later? Sounds like something out Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, doesn't it? Save some room for later. But you need to save some energy. At the same time, there's no point saving all your energy if you miss out on the final. You might as well give it all. You're all in the semi. It's a tightrope walk, this business here.
We can see Nakano now on that tricky one over on men's problem 3, trying to get that cross, moving over, get himself into that wedge position before moving up for the bonus there.
Fair to say this is going to be the last attempt from Mr. Gonzalez Sanchez, and it will not be a successful one for him, unfortunately.
And the difficulty there for
go.
Katerina Andreeva, nearly walked over by Monica Recci as she was rushing to come out there and try problem 4.
2 red t-shirts have come out onto the first blocks. We've got Sean McCall for Canada and Leah Crane for Great Britain, the first of the British girls.
So we're well underway here now, approaching the halfway mark for the climbers that will be coming out and joining us here. Sean McCall came 12th yesterday. Leah Crane obviously around that same position, although we have 19 women for this semi-finals as we've lost Kim Jae-in. Leah Crane, previous British bouldering champion, And Sean McCall and Mano needs very little introduction when it comes to bouldering or lead. I spoke to him yesterday.
Little wave to the crowd there.
Let's see just for a moment. Let's stick with Monica Recchi, Sheila, and see how she gets on down at this bottom with this dyno here. Trying a different method of getting up higher before going for it. Still, the temptation to go for both of those is obviously very much there.
Oh, here's Sean flashed it. Good grief, that was quick.
In less than a minute, Sean McCall flashes problem 1 and Leah Crane flashes problem 1 as well.
Haven't taken the time to salute the crowd, you know.
Nice and easy, relaxed as they move through the competition. But you can see that the standard is increasing as we move along.
Someone who's not relaxed and easy is Guillaume Cléron-Mondé on his final problem here. He's going to really want to get to this final with the home crowd. He's got the bonus. Allez, allez.
Just slipping off on that one there. You can see that there's not much of an edge on any of those holds all the way up the wall on men's problem 4. Plenty of time left though for Guillaume to make another attempt. Do a bit of brush work on there before having another go. Andrew Zane now as well up on men's problem 2. I know a lot of you are joining us from Poland to watch him. Tout dernier topo de la Tourbie également a prix cassé. Super promotion durant la Coupe du Monde. Instant où vous pouvez aussi. Lucas Enemosa now here on men's problem 3, pushing up into that tricky position. Now this time he's actually using the beta that was intended by Manu here, by using that higher one, up with the left first, switching to the right to then support this crossover and down to the bonus. And look, it has worked this time. This is the beta that is intended on men's problem 3. Lucas has used it and he's got to the bonus very quickly here as well.
Oof, that was a spectacular fall.
Huge jump as well.
It's okay. Yeah, it was kind of where Guillaume got to when he was having his go, but it took him a while to figure it out. Maybe Lucas will be able to capitalise on that.
Well,
Marco's using her height, Margot Pucheux on women's 3, using her height to get over to the... Nicely done.
Another technical one here for the ladies. It's going to be a mantle around roughly where she was there. You can see her trying to push it with one hand.
Close the left arm, block up with the right arm, and then sort your feet out, and then who knows, because we haven't seen much of the rest of that. Here's Monica Recchi having another go. Has she understood she needs to forget about the pink and go straight for the yellow? No, she went the other way.
Straight for the pink this time instead.
Yep, Guillaume's doing the self-service brushing. DIY. Be interested to see if Melissa Leneve, when she comes out later on, does what she usually does. She seems to use the brushing of the holds as a method for calming down, getting into it, reading the boulder, and then going for it. Sorry, I keep saying boulder because that's what we say in French, the bloc. The problem. She tends to read the problem through her brushing, and then she goes for it. She didn't do that much yesterday, but that's I've seen her do that in finals. It's quite interesting.
Anne-Marie Chevrier here now, though, 24 years old. Best results so far to date is a 5th place in Eindhoven in 2011 at the Bouldering World Cup there. We did see her last year at 4 different separate events, and the best that she did last year was at Log Dragomere, coming 7th there, just missing out on a place in the final. Anne-Marie Chevrier.
And Marco just losing her footing.
Lucas again, so paying attention now to the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. This is the beta that is intended for this crossover onto the bonus. You can see he's going to go for it again.
Oh, he tried to change hands in the middle of it. Yeah, wow. That was optimistic. Oh, she nearly had that, Monica. Ariane Laure, she's got the slopers. Needs to get the foot up. There we go. Let's get the bonus. Nope.
Not controlled enough there. We're looking at the 3 French athletes now. Margot Pucheux at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. 20 seconds making another attempt at starting this one. You can see the start holds are right round the back there for her to start on women's problem 3. Guillaume, it looks like, has left now.
Once you've got your foot on the lower pale blue volume, it seems difficult to keep your arms, your hands on.
Well, another problem now for...
Oh, attention, attention tout le monde, c'est Tito Thomas Caléron, the top left. The man who decided he didn't need a neck, he was just going to put it all on his shoulders. Won the French championships in Chambéry in great style. Absolutely lovely bloke. He's very quiet, strong, silent, was a a phrase that was invented to describe this man. He's I see him fairly regularly in one of the climbing halls in Lyon. I don't think we're allowed to advertise, so I won't say its name. But it's in Lyon and it's a wall.
We have a huge turnout from the French here. Obviously, they're allowed a larger contingent, this being on home turf. But you can see Jeremy Bonder here as well now. Another athlete who's had an interesting year last year. We actually saw him in the finals in Vienna. He ended up 6th there, though. But did qualify for finals, so we could see him again here in front of home turf, maybe improving on that, capitalising on it. Sabine back out now again on problem 2 now as well. And Olga Yakovleva.
Yeah. On the first boulder, she's got the bonus. Cécile Avzou is going to be interesting to see how she does this problem number 3, boulder number 3, because she's not got the height of a Margot Pucheux.
And that might potentially help her with the mantle and moving up at the side, though, if she can get to it.
She'll have a different approach altogether.
Olga Yakovleva
she's done a drop knee. Look, she's pivoted round on the foot. That is smart.
We've
got a mirror image there with Clement on the...
Clement tried the same thing, interesting. He's getting a hand up there now. I was expecting her to try and put her left foot up onto that...
She's just trying to get the right foot maybe a little bit higher to do what she's wanting. No, she's readjusting her arm.
You can see the height difference is playing a part for her on that one there.
She seems to have more flexibility or more options than Margot.
Olga Yakovleva we saw at the World Championships. We saw her just recently at Chongqing as well. And Kana Minoru now trying to get over, and that seems to be the move that's bringing all of the male athletes down on problem 4 here.
Nobody's gone higher than that, have they? Nobody's gone higher than that, have they?
No, no one's gone higher than that one at the moment. It's that reach out on the left for that that yellow hold you can see there. Olga Yakovleva, we've seen her in finals. She came second place, silver medal at the World Championships. You can see the tension in her arms there, in a bit of an awkward position, elbows out. Managing to get the bonus there and control it in enough way to achieve the bonus, but then coming down, unable to move past that.
Here goes Tito for another attempt on number 1. It would be good if he could pull this one off in a minimum of movements that will get him into a confident frame of mind for the rest of the event.
And here we are then.
Nice close-up on
Still
her.
trying that drop knee tactic again. It's just how she moves from here and gets higher up. I thought she might try and get her left foot up. She is doing that now. Extremely tentative position here. Very, very difficult. You can't quite see it from that angle, but there is an incline obviously on that wall as well, so that's bringing her away. It's why she's having to brace so hard to hold that position and stay there.
That's right.
Sabine Bakker and Jeremy Bonder here then. Jeremy Bonder on this one with the crimps. It's men's problem 2. And although we didn't mention it a few moments ago, you saw Clement Birchen getting a hand on the final hold as well over on men's problem 3. He's currently just starting again.
Jeremy's trying to get the bonus and doesn't.
See Sabine actually in a perfect height. She looks like a perfect height for that wedge there.
They obviously measured her beforehand.
Nice and comfortable for the way that she was wedging in there.
Giving you a feel for how the crowd is thickening out as the day goes on. Obviously yesterday, Friday, quite a few people at work I expect, but today it's Saturday and people are starting to turn up, and obviously the final we're expecting to have a full house.
Lucas very keen to get out here and have a go at men's problem 4. As I was saying earlier, our chief route setter, Manuel Hassler, is hoping that the men will be exhausted by this point on problem 4. Hopefully not too exhausted, because some of them that make it through to the finals have got another set of boulders to try again later on this evening. Please do come and join us for that one. If you are just tuning in, welcome to the semi-finals here in Millau the IFSC Second Bouldering World Cup of 2013. If you want to come and have a chat with us and join in, you can get yourself onto Twitter and use the hashtag IFSCWC. I'm here with Sheila McCarran, I'm Daniel Finn, and we'll be with you all the way through today, taking you through to the second final of 2013.
Hi everybody, bonjour tout le monde. So on the top right hand side of your screen, it's reserved for the red corner because we've got Sean McCall for Canada and Leah Crane for Britain. Bottom right we've got Margot Pucheux on her last problem of the day, or for the semis, sorry. And
on the top left-hand corner of the screen, it's reserved for the green team. It's looked like we're having a team off.
It's a kind of German
corner,
really.
Two German athletes. Thomas Taupold, we saw him take the bronze medal in Chongqing, in Log Dragomir in 2012. Julia Worm, last medal at Vale last year, 2012. She came third there as well, so she looked set to take gold there. She had a bit of a tricky day yesterday. Julia seemed to be not very happy at the end of the run, though a lot of the athletes didn't seem to be too happy yesterday either. Extremely tricky qualification round. 5 bouldering problems today. We have 4 for you in the semis. See Sean McCall, 3 minutes 30, down on the floor here, still analysing the wall, trying to decide how he's going to have a go at these crimps. Try and move up on men's problem 2. Andrzej for Poland now, men's problem 3. Quick to get himself up into that higher position. Now, which way is he going to try and attempt this one? Not going up with the left onto the higher volume there, which is the intended Vita. He's trying to reach out for the one that's closer to the bonus problem. Just watching Lucas Enemassa. Blockfest saying it's all about the shoulder press today. Great looking blocks. Thank you for your comments. It's a huge dyno on women's 4. Andrzej in a really good position here. He's got a hand onto the bonus. Andrzej now for the moment at the bottom left. One more move and he can get a top here. He's just got to try and do it secure, and that was a fantastic reach there. Andrzej Murczynski-Victor, a top for him on men's problem 3. I know that the Polish guys are watching us, tuning in from the gym. Hopefully that's perked you guys up a little bit there as well. And let's just have a brief look as well. I'm being told we can have a look at the replay there for the top of Andrzej Murczynski-Victor of Poland. Fantastic finishing moves. This is him moving out this way, doing a different beater here. You're supposed to go up for the block you can see in the top right-hand corner of your screen, but he's going straight across using a drop knee to wedge himself between these two positions and get down here with that one hand. Switching hands here, up for the bonus. Nice controlled here. We saw Lucas Enemassa getting into this position, but just slipping. You can see the way he's switching his feet there before making the final leap. And look at this for a reach. This is a huge pop now. Just managing to cling onto it there. Securing his feet and then putting the 2 hands up. Fantastic finish there for Andrzej. I'm being asked in the chat any fun facts for us today. I can give you a quick one now just to start things off. The Millau Viaduct, actually, one about that. It's the tallest bridge in the world. When they were designing it, oh, just for a second, I'm going to stop there because Jules Worm has just topped out on women's problem 1. A fantastic finish there for her already in the comp. And because Sean McCall is so close here to topping out on 2. Unfortunately not. Right, finishing up on this fact for you then. When the French were building the viaduct, they were so scared of a straight bridge being so high, they had to curve it. Although it looks straight, it's actually curved because they were scared that people might think they were floating on clouds and just drive off the edge of the bridge. So they had to curve it. That's apparently a fact there from the French. It's to keep you awake, apparently, when you're driving across. There's a bend in the bridge, yeah. So Jeremy Zaborowski saying nice top on men's 3 for Poland.
Where are all the US climbers? Unfortunately, we only have one US climber in the competition, and that'll be Alex Puccio. She'll come out a little bit later for us. She had a bit of an injury yesterday as well, but I'm told she's fine. She's been icing it, just hurt a leg, and she should be fine to come out for us a little bit later on then. Another rotation. Today, I think, yeah. Jonas Baumann now for Germany, coming out for us on problem 1 with Katharina Salvin of Austria. Jonas particularly well yesterday, ended up in joint 8th position. Joint 8th, that is, with Kilian Verschuber. This is what we're talking about being such a tricky qualification round yesterday. Kilian Verschuber qualifying for the semis in 8th place, joint with Jonas Baumann. Well, here is Baumann now on problem 1 for German team. Also with Thomas Tauporn, yes. Making short work of that one there. He's got to switch hands on this. He needs to match on. He's using the undercling. He's using an undercling to switch onto the left hand so that he can try. Now he's short, so it's going to be interesting to see this pop now. Just managing to hold that one in. Jonas Baumann there in the top left-hand corner of your screen, 26 years old from Dortmund, world ranked 9th and currently on the World Cup rankings for 2013 after Chongqing. He came 8th there, so he's 8th at the moment on our World Cup rankings, sorry. So a good start to the year for him. Can he improve on that? Can he push 2 places up and try and make it through to the final? He's looking strong so far this year. Olga Yakuleva's a bit of a mixed one for me. I mean, we saw her at the World Championships. She took silver medal there in the bouldering. But then we also often see her not qualifying for the semis, and then sometimes only just qualifying for the semis.
De respiration, de relâchement. Regardez Sabine Baker qui secoue les doigts, qui secoue les bras. De décontracter au maximum les muscles, de pouvoir leur donner 100% de la puissance à partir du moment où se lance dans l'effort. Olga Yakulleva, grande expérimentée des compétitions internationales de bloc.
It's going to be very interesting to see her moving through this competition, see whether she's on having one of the good days or having one of the bad days, whether she can make it through. See Sabine now out as well on women's problem 3. I don't think we've seen any of the female athletes managing to secure that dyno yet. It is a huge leap.
Un bloc numéro 1 finalement plus difficile qu'il n'y paraît quand on voit les grimpeurs du milieu de tableau autant en difficulté. C'est d'abord saluer la performance de ceux qui sont passés de façon magistrale, impeccable. Et puis c'est aussi trembler pour les leaders.
Just a brief mention for someone in the chat, Pierre-Jean, I think it's Quiller, asking us about the stream because he's having some issues with the HD on YouTube. You can also get yourself onto IFSC-climbing.org, the IFSC's official website. You can watch on a lower quality there as well, just for some of you guys over in Germany or China or people that have difficulty with the HD stream. There's also a lower quality one for you to be able to access as well. So get yourself onto there. Hopefully that answers your question, Pierre. You can access that link as well, guys, just to let you know. You can access that by just going underneath the live results. There's a link right there for you to click on to go to a lower quality stream if you want to have a look at that one as well.
Nouvelle rotation et au bloc numéro 1. On va suivre avec la plus grande attention Mélissa Lenelé chez les femmes. Notre fer de lance de l'équipe de France.
How interesting is it to see Kilian Fischuber coming out this early in the semi-finals, coming through in eighth place. Obviously, we didn't see him in Chongqing as well, but a huge name in climbing. And the mirror image there from Chauvecourt and Leah Crane. Chevrier just not quite getting the height there for the dyno to even be able to get a hand onto that leak. That shows you how big it is. Anderze here. If you are joining us today, do let us know where you are joining us from. You can get in touch with us by using the Twitter feed, and that is hashtag IFSCWC. Any questions you might have, do send them in. Any shout outs, do let us know as well. So we're now roughly about halfway through our semi-finals, waiting to see the top athletes from yesterday's qualifications come out and see whether we're going to see them in the final. At the moment, Kilian Fischuber having difficulties with problem 1 here.
Allez, c'est le moment d'engager le mouvement. Suivre le bloc numéro 2, Juliane Bourne. Regardez ce sourire, ce plaisir, ça donne envie quand on voit ces grimpeurs qui dans l'effort, qui dans l'abnégation ont encore le sourire, alors que c'est plutôt la frustration de ne pas réussir, la frustration de ne pas atteindre la prise suivante.
Anne-Laure Chevrier really struggling with this dyno. You can see going for a 1 foot and then pushing up again, but trying both hands split across there and not being able to just quite cling onto it.
There's Sean doing a bit of scrubbing on that lower volume. Leah Crane's trying to push up to block against this upper volume.
Kilian really struggling on problem 1. I'm not sure what's going on at all with this one.
I tell you, it didn't look on form yesterday.
Kilian didn't look too great yesterday. He came over and had a chat with us over at the commentator's desk yesterday, and he seemed fine. He seemed comfortable. He said he'd enjoyed the Army Championships that was happening in between Chongqing and coming over here to Millau. He seemed confident, but it seems that he's really struggling today on men's problem 1. Kilian Fischuber already. And guys, if you are joining us and you haven't done so already, just a reminder to all of you to get over onto Facebook and help us on the Sports Climbing 2020. That is www.facebook.com/Sport Climbing 2020. Please go on there, click a like on it. That's asked by all of the IFSC officials, because every single like that you guys send in, every single like helps us as we push towards the September decision for the Olympic Games in 2020. This sport is bidding and trying to get into that, so support IFSC climbing. Let's try and get this sport into the Olympics. We want to hit 18,000 likes by the end of today. That's my target I've been given.
There's something very strange going on here on boulder number 1. You've got Kilian, look, he's just come off again. Melissa Lenivi doesn't seem to have got the idea of it at all either. Very surprising. Very surprising.
Subi just sent in a thing there saying, watching in a sunny but cold Glasgow. I am not going to believe that it is sunny in Glasgow until we see a picture of some variety there. I live
She's
in
winding
England.
us up. That's Natalie Berry's mum, Sue, and she's just winding us up because she knows that we drove through a blizzard to get here. Sue Berry, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Right, another shout out from another couple of people. It's nice to see Davy Valberg joining the live stream on IFSC from the Netherlands with us here. It's great to see so many people from around the world joining in. Somebody eating cereal in bed, Matt Tilley. The Bouldering Championships, this is count for training for fun.
If they're having a lying in bed eating cereal championships in Font, yes, I suppose it does.
Well, actually, an interesting point to talk about that one. As Davy Valberg, your first athlete for the Netherlands, is here now. Jorg Verhoeven up in problem 1. But just a message to Matt Tilley. We were talking to Heike Wilhelm about watching other climbers yesterday and how that's not always a good idea when you're doing your training, because obviously every climber is different. And he said he's seen some athletes actually ruin their figures and their bodies by trying to adhere to a training schedule or a climbing style of another climber, and it is very individual. Before obviously your height, your structure, your aim, how you're built yourself, you have to take it in for your own consideration. So Matt, you're not going to get away with that one. I'm afraid this isn't training.
And how well you recover from one training session to another. That's why they all have individual trainers in Austria, and the overall team trainer that is Heiko.
An interesting point as well there from Jeremy on the feed, saying Killian looks distracted or like he has a cold or something. Just a lack of emotion and energy. I'd agree with that.
Doesn't he? Yeah.
So our next British athlete is out now as well. It's Mina Leslie Wojastik. We saw her at the Climeworks International Festival just recently.
Tito's on the bonus, bottom left. He's got the bonus, come on. Allez Tito, allez. He's got the height, can he do it?
Just slipping off.
Yeah, but he knows what he needs to do now. He's going to get there. And here's Jeremy, bottom right.
So Jeremy Bonder now in this position of trying to move out into this crux on the wall on problem 4 in your bottom right at the moment. Unfortunately not quite landing it. Katarina Saurin cleaning the wall on problem 2. Mina making another attempt on women's problem 1, and Jorg still on the ground as well.
Just
on
slipping
men's
off
problem
with
1.
her foot there, Mina. And bottom left, Olga Yakovleva is having a think about number 3 as well. She might. Sabine Bacher's about to have another go at this dyno. Somebody's not, she's been called off. She obviously didn't have her feet as she should. 2 feet on the bottom volume before you put your foot up onto the second volume. She seemed to go straight for the little button that you can see at the bottom of the left hand pyramid. She just didn't put the 2 feet on the
Here we are, she's not.
bottom
This
volume.
is one move from the top now for Mina Leslie Wojastik. She's in a good position here.
Yeah.
Can she move up on this one? That's one.
She needs to match
Come
it.
on, Mina,
there we
one
go.
more.
Excellent, good job.
There's a top for Mina Leslie Wojastik at the exact
And a
same
top
time
for
that
Jorg.
Jorg Verhoeven does the same thing as well there. Fantastic
Now
climbing.
look at Olga. She's got her whole forearm against that lower volume. But she's struggling to get the left foot up.
This is what I thought we'd see from some of the other athletes. I mean, when we saw the drop knee from Cecile
Yeah.
earlier, I thought she was going to try and get the left foot up onto that volume.
She was having a think about going for the bonus from where she was, but it didn't quite happen. Allez Tito, allez.
Question from Kerry Cooper saying, is Leah Klein, as in Leah Crane, I believe, the first and only woman to top block 1?
No.
Absolutely not. We've had quite a few tops on block 1. Sabine Bacher did it. We've just seen Mina Leslie Wojastik as well, top block 1. No.
Allez Tito,
No one.
allez mec, allez hein. Allez hein.
No one has made that top
And
on
he
4
sticks
yet,
it,
but there is
yes.
a top for Tito right at the last minute. Managing to get a top on men's problem 3 there. Fantastic way to finish up there for him. But no one has managed to make the very first dyno on women's problem 4 yet. What do we think, guys? Do we think we're going to see anyone make this dyno? And if so, who is it going to be? That's the interesting point there.
Somebody very tall.
Puccio, I think, has a chance of doing it.
Ah,
The
she's
hands
good
up
at
for the
those, yeah,
pinch.
yeah.
Again, no slabs here for her.
Somebody really dynamic or someone very tall.
de peine aussi parce que la frustration est grande pour les grimpeurs parce qu'ils sont en difficulté, quel que soit leur niveau.
Oh, you don't want to see that.
No, I definitely
Je
don't.
salue bien sûr
Oh my god, I've got the mic to myself. Dan's just had to pop off and sort something out, so you'll have to put up with me. And every time he goes away, I start speaking French, so no exceptions here. Bonjour tout le monde. Si vous venez de nous rejoindre ici à Millau, il fait froid, il neige dehors, mais à l'intérieur, on est bien au chaud, et c'est le show. If you can get yourselves down here, it would be great to see more of you for the final tonight. Oh, he's back already. Started talking French because you were away.
Ici, on a une communauté de communes, des élus très impliqués dans le monde de la pleine nature, dans le monde du sport, et on les remercie d'avoir soutenu, d'avoir permis l'organisation de cette Coupe du Monde.
Okay, here's Melissa having a look at the top right, her second problem, and Killian, is he going to actually get a shift on and make it look like he wants to do this? He just doesn't seem motivated, it's so bizarre. Oh, and we've got Shauna Coxey just slipping off in her first attempt on women's one, and Rustam Gelmanov. We were talking about dinos and everything. What was he like yesterday? Sean on the fourth.
Is Sean going to be the first man to do this on 4? It looks to me, and another thing I was talking to Manu about earlier, he was saying that we might see a switch, a match and a change on the yellow hold in the middle of 4 there. And I think at the moment that reach, because most athletes are keeping a hand on the bonus hold and going straight out, that reach is just a little bit too far for them. If they can possibly match on the yellow, do some fiddling around there with their fingers on that sort of crimpy hold, switch onto the right, then that's going to give them a much better chance of reaching out for that left slap on the plate there. So we'll see, be interesting to see if Sean McCall goes for that.
Especially because he doesn't quite have the reach of some of the others, but he more or less had a hand on it, but on the wrong side of it. He would really want to be over and be able to push down on it to carry on, I think. Speaking of which, that's exactly what Shauna just did on those slopers to top out on her second attempt at women's number 1. Melissa.
Rustam Gelmanov here now then as well, just coming out, our current World Cup ranked number 1 from last year.
Melissa sticks the bonus, and then her foot goes.
Now, is Sean going to go for the switch here on the yellow block?
Great close-up on Sean's expression as he looks at this. Oh.
It just seems like just too much of a leap with hardly anything for the footing. I mean, the foothold is there, but it's just getting to it. If they were a little bit lower down, I think, around that yellow, there might be a bigger chance of that one.
I'll grant you it looks like too much of a leap, but it also looks like too much of a slope. I mean, that thing just falls away under your fingers. There's nothing to hold.
On the women's, you're talking about?
No, the one that Sean had. You saw it.
Yeah,
he had his hand on it, and it just came off.
I'd say the same is true for the women's. It just looks like such a slope on that dyno at the top on women's problem 4. You see Leah Crane doing the same thing.
Here's Thomas Taubhorn. Oh, sorry.
As yet, we've seen no female athletes managing to hold and stick that dyno at the start there.
Allez, c'est parti pour Sean McCall. Le Canada, bloc numéro 4.
Sean McCall here then,
Thomas.
waiting. There we go, he's got both hands. Oh, he's gone back to the other one.
Julien Bourg, bloc numéro 3.
Oh, nearly.
Closer there this time.
Yeah,
I thought when he had both hands on that one, he might try and switch.
I think he thinks that if he gets his hand on, he'd be able to swing his left foot out to the hold that's underneath and then carry on, but
You'll have Verve now with a knee down on women's problem 3 on the other one.
This is better. She's getting the bonus.
Way.
She's touched the bonus. That's the first we've seen that.
Rustam struggling with problem 1. This is ridiculous. I've never seen these guys that you usually see come out and just flash all the way through the semi-finals. All of a sudden, Rustam's still struggling here on problem 1.
We've had flashes on that problem from other allegedly lesser climbers, and So strange. Oh, she nearly had that there.
Mais si un petit creux s'installe, si un petit creux
Oh,
est à
it's
boucher,
World
n'hésitez
Championship
pas à
brushing time again.
rejoindre.
Just cleaning up these,
Et dès maintenant,
cleaning the chalk off of these holes before the next rotation. And here comes the man, Jakob Schubert, on his first boulder on the left, first problem. There's a pairing for you. Jakob Schubert on the left and Mina Markovic on the right. Just how much muscle can you put on one structure? And we've got Mina Leslie Vajastic, which of course rhymes with fantastic. So let's see what she does on her second problem. That's on the top right with Jörg Verhoeven. Seem to have lost the graphics with the names of the climbers, but it'll be back in a second. Olga about to go for this dyno. What's she going to do? Bottom right. And Tito Carriron, bottom right. He's got the bonus already. Drops his whole body weight down to attempt to get that horrible sloping. Yeah, he's trying to figure out whether he needs to drop the shoulder a little bit, drop the elbow. Katarina Sarvine has stuck the move onto the volume. She's about to press up. Oh gosh, her foot went and I thought she was going to hit her head off of that lower volume. Jörg Verhoeven tops number 2. It's good for him. And he's Jakob. And he's struggling with number 1 as well. What's going on? Bizarre. Mina has her hands on the bonus of number 1. Jonas Baumann seems to be trying to do a 360 degree to get round onto the bonus of his number 3. He's got his hands on it. And now he's going to have to move on to the volume. There you are. Now he's going to swing round. Can he hold it without coming off? Yep. And he I thought he'd lost the oomph to go and get that, but he sticks it. That's brilliant for him. Jonas Baumann topping number 3. Mina's back onto the bonus on number 1. Jakob's off again. And Katarina Zarvine again doing this move to get up and get to the bonus. She's done it slightly differently again. She gets the foot up. This is good. This is good. She's got her foot on that left-hand hold. She's got the bonus, which doesn't look much of a bonus to me. Looks like a poison gift.
It's definitely the most that we've seen anybody control that bonus on this women's problem 3.
She's got a foot
She's
there.
got that foot up.
She's got the foot up. This is
Another
good.
one.
Eddie.
This transfer is going to be really tricky though. You can see there. See just an inch, just inching in the top hold there, the top right. It's quite a big leap out to the right to try and get that hold. Fascinating to see most of our highest ranked male and female climbers struggling with these problems. Like Jakob Schubert straight away on problem 1.
What do you reckon? Stress?
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe it's I don't want to ever suggest it, but something to do with the Austrians, because we've just seen Kilian Verschuber and Jakob Schubert around the exact same point hitting him with a problem here.
Well, you know, when they come out to read the routes, when they get their time for observation, they tend to read them country by country. And it was something I noticed at Chongqing was that the 2 French guys
both struggled at
had
the same points.
approach to one of the boulders, I can't remember which one, and they came off in the same way, and it makes sense. So
that is for the finals though, guys. For these ones, they still haven't seen the semi-finals boulders. They're kept in isolation behind the wall. In the finals though, they do get that chance to talk to each other.
Oh, that's right. There was no observation time for the semis. Daft comment. Sorry, folks. Take that back. But
the other thing is, maybe it is tiredness, because I mean, the Austrians have had the army.
They had their army thing,
bouldering comp as well in between Chongqing and this one, so maybe it's to deal with that. But Jakob is saying, he's doing a lot of training at the moment. He feels comfortable. He feels fresh. So I'm not entirely sure what this is.
Dimitri had, the Russian championships in the meantime as well. Was he looking tired to you yesterday? Not really. But then he's universal. You know? Here's
He's
Tito.
universal.
I love that. That's going to stick with me for a while. Tito is trying another approach there, but he's not going to get it because that's the end of his time.
No top for Jakob Schubert on problem
number
one here
Whoa.
in the semi-finals. Is it going to be a possibility that we don't see Jakob Schubert in a final? Heaven forbid.
I can't really bet on that, can you?
I don't know what's going to happen
He's
from
going to
here.
go around the back. He's going to hit his head off the wall, you know, like forehead to the wall kind of thing, and have a word with himself and come out and flash number 2, you know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's a more traditional thing to see. Shauna Coxey out though now on women's problem 2. Gold medalist at the Climbing Works International Festival just before we started our year off with the IFSC. Also in the final at Chongqing just recently. It didn't do too well in the final there. It's the first time for a while that we haven't seen Shauna up on a podium.
Oh, hold up. Here's Alex Puccio on problem number 1. And here's Killian on number 3. He's got his height for him for the final move if he gets to the bonus, but his foot's off. Is that Shauna Coxey I see on problem number 2? I believe so.
Our one and only US climber now though out on the wall on problem 1. It's Alex Puccio.
She's got
Now,
the bonus.
I have to say, as long as her knee is in good condition today and she's feeling okay, I think that some of these problems are going to be designed for Puccio's style a little bit more than some of the other female athletes.
Rustam Germanov has just topped number 2. Did you get to speak to Alex this morning at all, Dan, to find out how her knee is?
Yeah, I did. I spoke to her last night, actually. She was getting some ice at the hotel for it, but obviously looking fine this morning. She looked chipper just when she was round the back in the isolation, so I think she's looking fine.
Trotted off after topping number 1.
Hori Sakuru now out on men's problem 1 though. We saw him take the bronze medal in Chongqing just recently. Japanese athlete. As we were saying earlier as well, we had a huge turnout for the Japanese athletes here straight after Chongqing. Momoka Oda here, we've got Yuka out here as well as Noguchi obviously as well. Sakuru Hori. We've also got Rei Sugimoto
There's
coming
Juliana
up.
Vorm sticking the dyno. She's done it with the 2. She took the 2 of them at the same time. Not what we thought might be the method to go just for the yellow one.
She's got the bonus now as well. This could be seeing her into the final.
This is nice.
This is good. This is really good.
Oh yes.
Fantastic. Eula Worm definitely showing a difference in attitude from yesterday. Big smiles now as she tops out on women's problem 4, the first female athlete to do so.
Yep.
Incredible form there for her. Shauna Coxey still struggling to get off the ground in women's problem 2 though. I don't know what's happened. It's like we've entered the twilight zone. It's sort of reversed
It kind of
itself.
has, hasn't it? Well, I hope not. It would be nice to get one of the British girls into the final. It would be obviously totally surreal if we didn't have one of the Austrians, probably Jakob, because look, Killian's off number 3 again. I don't think we're going to be seeing him. I thought Akio Noguchi was looking particularly chipper yesterday. Momoka Oda was, well, as you know, I'm a bit of a fan, and I thought she was looking great. So, quite possibly a couple of Japanese in the final if they go to yesterday's form. Oh, look at Thomas Tauffarn, he's on that. He's done it, he's got that move.
Now that's a first as well for them. Yep. Both the German team, the first athletes to manage to top out on problems 4. We saw the Germans put out a particularly good showing in Vail last year. I spoke to Udo, the German coach, briefly at the last comp, and he was saying that the guys feel very confident, very keen about this season, though we didn't see that much of an attitude from them yesterday in the qualifications. They've definitely come back with intentions today, though. Fantastic efforts on both problem 4 for the women and for the men. First top both for them.
Melissa Lenevy just kind of rolling off number 3 there. It's a bit unfortunate. Right, Shauna's looking a bit more committed. Oh no, there's Killian come off.
Well, here's a brief look at how Thomas did it, and
Thomas did it,
exactly
you
as I
see?
was talking about, both hands on the yellow plate in the middle to allow you to get over onto the next one. This is what I thought they'd be doing.
Is this an I told you so moment?
It is, it's my moment to gloat. Left foot up there, and a pop up now with the left again, and then he's going to cross over here after matching.
Look at this strength.
There's hardly
Look
anything
at
on that penultimate one. You can
Aye,
see
aye,
the
aye.
tiny little hold there on that. There is a little notch on there as well for your hands. The top isn't too bad either. It's just getting up past that first traverse section for the men there.
Watch out. Here's Cédric Lachat for Switzerland on the left. This guy's mental. I saw him at an outdoor bouldering competition in 2009. It was the first one we ever went to. And just his whole attitude and the approach he takes to it, he really enjoys his climbing, and he can come down absolutely fuming as he was one time in Chamonix. He messed up the qualifiers, managed to scrape into the semi, pulled a blinder in the semi, got to the final. He's just kind of laughs it off. He's annoyed for a second, and then suddenly the sunshine comes out again. It's really quite funny to watch. And
well, he came through in third from yesterday, Sheila.
Yeah, no, he was very impressive. And here's also in third yesterday was Momoko Oda, the younger Japanese climber. She's only 19
years old, the world youth champion in lead climbing.
Yeah, at Singapore, that was fabulous. And she's going to flash this, isn't she?
Yeah, another flash for women's problem 1. Is anybody, though, this is the big question for me now, is anyone going to be able to match what's just happened on boulder problem 4 for both men and women? We have another German athlete down there now, Jonas Baumann, who actually qualified higher than Thomas Tauporn did. Is he going to be able to top out on problem 4?
I think they were joint 8th, but I'm splitting hairs.
Yes, they were. They're splitting hairs. Just looking at my list. Joint 8th then, so they should be able to match. Talking about the Germans maybe taking a different tactic on this one. He's brushing on that plate there now, that the yellow plate, and around the bonus. It's going to be interesting to see what he tries to do with his hands here.
Cédric topped 1 in the meantime.
Jakob Schubert still on the ground on problem 2.
Yeah.
What is happening here?
Mina's on problem 2, not sticking the bonus.
I don't know what's happening here at all. It's just
I know I
didn't
get a lot of sleep last night, but I feel like I've gone back to sleep and I'm dreaming this like nightmare semi-final where nothing goes to plan.
Oh, this could be really exciting. We could see some really interesting stuff happening in the final now. Jakob here, though, getting up there with the crimp, and here it is. Jakob starts to
He's done it, but in how
get back into it.
How many attempts?
You can see what it meant to him there, though. There's a big, like,
well,
at last.
For that, yeah. Or similar. So Mina, number 2, is still not done for her, and here is Mina is rubbing her knee, bottom left. That was Mina Leslie Vajastik, sorry, was rubbing her knee as she came off there on problem number 3. And the other Mina still not sticking that bonus. This is so surprising.
This is women's problem 2 here then, so we're looking at a 7B. It is the most difficult of the female problems supposedly, though we've seemed to have more trouble on women's problem 4 though as well. That's a 7A plus to a 7B problem 4. Got a wedge into this purple sloper you can see just above when she starts on the start hold, but it's not that one, it's up to the left pinch, the bonus that seems to be stumping her at the moment.
Katarina Sauerwein has her hands on the 2 holds for the dyno, but she's not managing to stick them. The 2 Minas are off again.
That's the 1 minute alarm, and it looks like Jonas Baumann is still having trouble on 4, as is Katarina Sauerwein.
Mina qui choisit la voie de la sagesse pour se préserver.
Looks like Mina Leslie Vajastic has called it a day on number 3 because they're brushing and there's 29 seconds to go, unless they're giving it a final dust over for
very
a final
nearly
attempt.
stuck that dyno then though.
Yep. And Mina Markovic has taken her slip back. Doesn't do number 2. Cat, pigeons form a sentence.
Well, in a few seconds we'll be back with Alex Puccio, I believe. Moving out to all, let's see how she gets on with her next climb.
Right, let's see what Melissa Lenevy does with this dyno on number 4, because she is a jumper. She's very good at those, and once she gets her fingers in the general proximity of a hold, she tends to be able to hold on to them. So let's see. Anna Steur, our qualified second out of the qualifiers yesterday. Anna Steur, she's about to start block number 2. Rei Sugimoto, same thing. He's about to start his first boulder, and Shauna Cox is out on 3, and Alex Puccio on 2. What a star-studded lineup! Look, Rustam Gelmanov on 3 for the men. Let's see what Anna does.
Anna Steur looking in extremely good form
change
so far this year.
Go.
She took the gold at Chongqing. Recently world ranked number 1. Here she is flashing women's problem 1. Let's see how she gets on as she moves through the rest of the competition.
She did the army championships as well. You know, you were talking about the fatigue and stuff, but she's fine. She looks fine.
Well, she did on that one. She looks charged and ready to go. Alex Puccio here on women's problem 2, trying to wedge herself into that first position. Not making the move onto the bonus hold at all there. We saw Mina Markovic struggling with a few moments ago.
Let's see how Shauna... Oh, shut up, Sheila. Just talked her off the wall. Rustam is in a precarious position. Trying to... He's going for the volume before the bonus instead of the other way around, so that's interesting.
This is going to be an awkward lean out now as he tries to
but he's turning his hand as he goes. That's quite smart.
He's managed to get in there.
He's changing the hand and he's going to go. That was cool. That was cool.
Undercling, move a foot up a little bit more and then try and pop up for it.
Rei Sugimoto looking good on number 1. No, he didn't make it, Rustam.
Rustam Gelmanov down again. Kylian Fishuba now over on men's problem 4.
Gamba, Ray, Gamba.
Rei Sugimoto is an interesting one. He's often making it through into the finals. It's sort of like the dark horse of the finals.
Through, isn't he? Yeah. And gaining experience every time, obviously, so I think we'll be seeing more of him.
Well, only one more athlete to come out after Rei Sugimoto, and it is the man of the moment from yesterday, the only athlete out of 45 men to top all 5 of the bouldering problems, and in just over 2 minutes' time will be joined by Dmitry Sharafutinov. Rei Sugimoto here then was in second place after the qualifications yesterday, only 21 years old. So taking a look at some of the finals that he made then last year, he came 4th in Vienna last year, he came 6th at Vail, he came 5th at Munich, and he came 6th at the World Championships in Paris. He does seem to be the dark horse of the semi-finals. Always seems to find a way of slipping into the finals there. No podium position so far though.
Shauna trying to push up for this. That's so awkward, isn't it? That's quite cool.
A different way of doing it, turning around the other way around this time.
You kind of get stuck in the middle. You need to get out past that volume that she's doing a Charles Atlas on at the moment to get up to the bonus. Oh, that just doesn't look comfortable, sweetheart.
This is what we were talking about the other day, about Shauna just has the strangest ways sometimes of
reading
you were
the beat
saying,
on the problem. She's got these like...
But she always manages to, well, she seems to always manage to get there. There she is with the left foot up, which is putting her in a much better position now. She's got to get up for that bonus and then swing the right foot across. Melissa still struggling with the dyno on problem 4. Alex Puccio still struggling to get up to that bonus pinch on problem 2. Kylian around the middle of problem 4 here.
Oh!
Just can't quite hold on to it.
1 minute and there's Shauna.
Shauna Coxey gets a top on women's problem 3 with less than a minute left on the clock.
And the first one to do so, I believe. We had to wait quite a while, but finally. Alex
and Killian still left on the wall here with only 35 seconds left on the clock. Can they pull something out of the bag here? Alex just can't quite manage that pinch. It's exactly what we saw Mina Markovic struggling with a moment ago. Melissa Leneve as well.
I'm not an expert lip reader, but I'm sure
Killian has
she
switched
said a bad
hands.
word there. And Melissa has tapped the dyno at the same time. Killian's gonna, is he gonna
Killian
pull up
switched
number
hands and it
4?
allowed him to
Yeah,
get onto the
there
left
he
plate,
is.
and he's now moving up. Melissa Leneve right next to him as well. 10 seconds left on the clock. Killian with 2 hands, Melissa Leneve with 2 hands, both jumping down at the same time.
Excellent.
There we are. Showing us how it's done with like 5 seconds, I think, on the clock by the time Killian reached up. He sort of paused with one hand, took a rest with 10 seconds to go before putting the other hand up there.
Just wanted to make absolutely sure, I guess. But what a mess he made of the first one. And yet he pulls off the one that's caused everybody so much problem. Well,
Yeah.
so many of them have had so many problems with it. He pulls that one off. It's like so bizarre.
Well, here they are, both at the same time. You
Replay.
can see
I love
Killian
these replays.
switched onto the yellow one in the middle there, got the left hand up with the left foot at the exact same time, pushing up again. That clock in the bottom corner isn't the clock that was on for these guys a few moments ago. This was in the last 10 seconds just that both these athletes managed to make Melissa the dyno and Killian the cross on the traverse there. Melissa looked really comfortable here as well as she gets up for the final piece.
Yeah, the clock you see at the bottom is for the next rotation who are already on the wall, but this is fabulous.
Both at the same time, both jumping down at the same time as well.
Because it's one thing to get up for a dyno and get your hands on the thing, but if your body over rotates, you can come off so easily, and she really controlled that very well. You might have heard a little high-pitched voice going, Gamba Moka. That would be my daughter Sophie, who's having a birthday treat to come and see this competition in the first place, and Moka is her personal idol, so you must
Dimitri
forgive us.
Sharafutinov then with one hand doing what stumped Kilian Fischuber and Jakob Schubert
Absolutely.
earlier.
The guy's
So
machine.
strong at the moment. From the
a
World
machine.
Championships, took the gold there, straight into Chongqing, took the gold there as well, and here he is now leading the pack, has been since yesterday, and again just doesn't seem to be having to put any effort out at all to just come out and top every problem so far.
Akio Noguchi had the bonus, but the foot just came away.
Kerry Cooper in the IFSC chat on Twitter saying my hands are sweating watching Shauna Coxey top problem
You should try
3.
holding a mic while you're watching this. I'm the same. I'm losing litres here.
Davey Velberg as well saying that was an amazing climb from both climbers. I assume you mean problem 4 then. That was a fantastic finish.
That was great. At
few
the same
moments
time
ago.
too, synchronized climbing, synchronized bouldering. Maybe that should be an Olympic sport. Forget the synchronized swimming, we'll do synchronized bouldering. Anyway, Akio Noguchi looking strong here as she did yesterday, and on something that caused so many problems for other climbers. This is so bizarre, because usually, you know, the elite, they've got the thing and they make the moves and you pretty much count on them getting there, but we're having some real surprises here. I have no clue who's in the final at this stage, because we're
Mina
watching.
Markovic really having a tough time of even
Yeah,
getting
she
off the
came-
ground
she
on
came
women's
right off
problem
that
3.
there, yeah.
Jakob Schubert as well on men's problem 3, struggling to
Cedric's
get up
looking
here.
good though, look.
Il est presque français, il est suisse, le Suisse romand, il faut le soutenir.
The guy here in the hall is saying he's nearly French, for goodness sake, he's Swiss, so you should support him. And well, he didn't quite stick the final move, but he knows how to do it. For the next go, here's Jörg Verhoeven on his final boulder, having another attempt. Mina Leslie Bujastic, is she going to be able to get the dyno? No, it didn't
She's
look
been
too
struggling
dyno.
from the start
She
here,
slipped.
not being able to
Didn't
secure
seem
that
to
one.
have the stable foot to push off.
Jörg here in a much better position, crossing with the right. Instead of fiddling around with both hands on that yellow, he's gone
just went
up
for
with
it.
the left onto the bonus and under with the right.
Which so many others tried. Can he stick that little... Oh, he's there. Fabulous.
Jörg Verhoeven with a
Fabulous.
top there on men's problem 4. Fantastic finish for him as well. Finishing up as one of his training partners, Kilian Fischuber. And also Jakob Schubert.
Bending himself double but backwards to try and get up for that green handhold at the bottom of the blue pyramid.
This is the furthest we've seen Mina Markovic on this problem. With 1 minute left, this is as far as Mina has come on this problem so far today. Cedric still clinging in on that position with the crimps
Momaka's
there.
not getting the bonus on number 2. Mina's off.
En bloc, il faut savoir tout faire. Les Reta, adhérents.
Leslie Wojcicki again trying to go for this dyno here. Let's see how she gets on with this one with 30 seconds left on the clock. Jakob Schubert still doing that
That
peculiar
just looks
method
so
there.
uncomfortable. He's on the upper edge of his foot rather than the bottom on the left leg, and I don't know, he just seems to be bent the wrong way.
Et en même temps, ne rien lâcher dès qu'on a
Mina's not getting this dyno at all, and the other Mina is not
3
getting
seconds.
the bonus.
That's it again. It's shocking to see some of these
dear.
athletes
And
that
Momota
really
didn't
are
get
top.
number 2.
Worth mentioning as well, Mina Markovic is the world ranked #1 lead climber. She's phenomenally well known, extremely strong, extremely competent. She took the gold at the Log Dragon there last year in the bouldering as well, but just not having a good time here today at all.
And don't forget the epic back muscles.
And the epic level back muscles as well.
But no,
numéro 4.
So Anna Stor and Rei Sugimoto now out on women's problem 1 and men's problem 1. Shauna Coxey, her last climb of the day, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, with Rustam Galmanov as well, who's also had a bit of a strange run here.
bit of a shaky semi for him, yeah. So we've lost boulder number 1 because everybody's finished on it, which means we'll be getting more zooms into people's grimacing expressions as they try and get to the bottom of these problems. Well, to the top, more to the point, but to get to the bottom of the method that they require for it.
Alex Puccia now, women's problem 3. She's really going to need to pull something out of the bag here if she wants to make it through into the
That's
finals. After the problem with 2 she had a moment ago. She's sort of mid-height really, so this manoeuvre around here might not be too tricky for her. And she's got the strength there, you see, almost straight
that's
away.
Cool. That's cool.
Able
Pushing
to just
straight
get
up there, yeah.
straight into that position.
And she's
Left
got her
foot up,
foot
and
up.
this is the height thing I'm talking about
yeah.
here. Hand up to the bonus.
And she's using her shoulder on that small
It's going to pull her off the
bonus.
wall. I think she might need to switch hands here on that one before she... Oh, she's going up higher as well before using...
She's
Has she
gonna bring
spotted the
her foot
foothold?
up. Yes, yes.
Yes, she has.
Well, that was a spectacular leap down by
Looking good here, but how's she
Anna
going
in
to
the
get up from here?
background. Oh, yes.
Just
Whoa,
manages.
oh.
That was so temperamental. Managing to hang it on.
The phrase leap of faith springs to mind. Golly, wow.
But within the first 2 minutes, though, and I think that was a flash as well for Alex Puccio.
She didn't do a pooch. She didn't wait
She
till the
didn't
last
wait till
minute.
the last
to
8
put- yeah.
seconds to pull it off. But I think that was a flash for Alex Puccio, which is really going to put her in good stead in terms of getting into the finals
Yep.
here. I know if Chris is watching, he's going to be a little bit relieved.
I'm sure he's about to say something too, as he was online yesterday.
Shauna Coxey now on women's problem 4.
What's she
Yeah,
gonna
Mike
do
just
with
reminding
this
us as
dyno?
well that he's out in Trinidad. I think Chris Wood Parsons is rigging
Oh,
at
that's
the moment,
right.
so maybe he's out somewhere or up a rope. Shauna Coxey, and she's
Sticks the
stuck
dyno,
the
fabulous.
dyno as well. Here we go now. Shauna can do this one
Can
as well. I
she
think this is going to
transfer
put her
onto the
through into a
bonus?
final.
Yeah, yeah, should do. Brilliant, brilliant. Come on, sweetie.
She's got to just figure out how she's going to transfer up onto this point
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Slow and steady, Shauna. Pinching on the edge of that volume there. Right hand round.
Yeah, nice
There we go.
one. Good job. Brilliant.
Fantastic effort from Shauna Coxey. That's her last climb of the semi-finals. Rustam Galmanov as well. It seems to be that we always get the joint finishes on problem 4.
Yeah,
Rustam
but look,
Galmanov.
this is messy. They weren't synchronised at all there.
Are you disappointed because they're not in time enough
Gosh,
now?
I really, you just can't get the staff these days. I'm really pleased for Shauna with all the injury
Well, let's have a look.
problems
Let's
that
have a
she
look at
had.
the replay, and we'll have a talk through that one.
All the injury problems she had last year. It's good to see her competing again, and what a competitor she is. Look at the determination there.
You're talking about the injury problems. It was the leg, and then
Yeah.
there was the fingers.
Oh yeah.
But she's definitely come back in strong form. As I said, took gold at the Quiff at the pre-event, and then made it to the final in Chongqing. But then it didn't have too good a run in the final in
No,
Chongqing.
no,
Ended up in
she
4th
didn't,
place
yeah.
there.
Well, that's not too shabby either, though.
No, well,
let's
it's
face
not.
it.
But for Shauna, we're used to seeing her take silvers.
Well,
Could this be the year this year that we see Shauna possibly take a gold? That's what I want to see happen. Remember, last year was her first year on a senior IFSC
I know,
circuit as
I
well.
know, I know.
She's an
She's
exceptional
really
climber
broken
to come
through.
out and really just
fabulous.
establish herself within the first year. She took 3rd at the overall World Cup ranking as well at the end of last year, 2012, after being out for the last 2 competitions with a leg injury as well.
I hate to say it, but bear in mind she's British. It's very uncommon to have, you know, that kind of level. She's kind of the first British climber to really break into the top. at world level, and she's bringing a few others with her. There's a definite emulation going on with the other girls, Leah Crane and Mina
as well.
and all the others. And the guys are catching on as well.
I saw Stuart Watson tweeting earlier. Don't know why you're not here, Stu. Have a word with you about that one. We're now over here.
Anna's down
Anna Storr.
and has taken her paper back. She had a bit of a spectacular fall off of that number 3. She's not looking happy. She's really going to have to pull off number 4 if she has any hopes of the final. Honestly, I have no idea what the standings are at the moment. I don't have a visual on that.
We'll have a look in a moment for you guys. We'll bring it up for you. But if Anna Storr doesn't make the final, instead of the normal battle we see between Akio Noguchi and Anna Storr, it's looking like it could possibly be a fight for the gold between Akio and Shauna at the moment. And possibly Julianne Worm.
Mind you, Akio's just about to attack number 2. Anything can happen. She's only got, she's top number 1, which obviously is good, but anything can happen. She's still got 3 to go.
And there's Puccio as well, that's still out there as well. Alex Puccio.
Absolutely.
Looking good at the moment as well.
Never discount the Pucci.
But I think these are the sort of climbers that we're going to see in the final. It's looking like at the moment. Anna Storr's possibly out. We don't know yet. One more climb left to go. There's Momoka Oda as well, still plugging away.
Yeah. Allez, Cédric, allez.
Well, here we are, guys. Anna Storr is currently in 7th place. 1 from 1 and 2 bonuses from 3 attempts. So 1 top for Anna Storr. It's not a good position.
Sorry about that. I was just about to say, I told you Cedric Lachat was mental. Look at the way he's trying to do this. And it works for him. Look, he's doing it. Ah, there's a top for Dimitri. I'm going to put myself out on a limb here, and I'm going to say to you, I think Dimitri might make the final.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's a shocker.
I'll put money on that one. I don't know whether...
I'd put the house on it.
Well, Mikey's saying at the moment that he's going to put money on Anna due to the problem 4 being a dyno, and obviously Anna Storr being very strong on the dynos.
I can see that.
She needs the dyno to get into the final. So there's only 3 women so far that have topped 2 of the problems. I believe Shauna's top 3, yep. Puccio's currently topping 2, Julia Worm is top 2. Julia Worm is finished, but Puccio is still climbing, remember? We'll try and bring those results up for you in a moment. We'll have a look through exactly where they're standing. There you are in the top left-hand corner now for you. Shauna Coxey currently in 1st place here. Remember, we're still with Akio Noguchi. She's on problem 2 at the moment, but still on the ground.
Yeah, we've got Momoka, who's in 8th, and she's currently on number 3. Cedric is now doing something completely different again. Cedric, what are you doing, man? Next thing he's going to go for the bonus with his foot at this rate. He's trying everything possible to get up there. Come on, Momoka, allez, gamba gamba. And
just
here's
while we
Mina
are up here,
Markovic on number 4, about to attempt the dyno. What can she do?
She's a lead climber. She's probably used to a more static method of climbing. Shouldn't be too tired because she's got the endurance training. But not huge on the dynos. Here we are in the men's semi-finals then. These are the head standings at the moment. Dimitri Sharafut, obviously 2 tops and 2 bonuses and 2. Really comfortable. Good news for Guillaume as well there. Sean McCall in 7th place.
He's not going to be in the final. A final without Sean McCall.
Well, he was in 12th place before with the qualifications. Something I was thinking of. He didn't look too good there. Amazing though to see him in 7th place and not in a final.
To cry.
Usually taking a bronze medal or a silver, Sean.
Here's Cedric, got the bonus. Oh no!
1 minute 25, and unfortunately Cedric back down on the floor. Looks like he's figured out a way to get to that bonus though, and he's got plenty of time to try that one again. Bit of a crazy fall there from him.
Given all the different ways he was trying to do it before, is he going to have tired himself out? Because those were all pressure moves that he was pulling off. Here's Momoka going for number 3 with a minute to go. Mina nearly stuck the dyno there. Akio's not looking all that happy on number 2. Momoka was getting up but has come off. Akio as well. Cedric's trying something completely different.
He's trying his crazy
He's
method
doing a
again.
Monty Python. And now for something completely different.
The Ministry of Silly Climbs. Cedric Bichat. It seems to have worked for him. It's definitely a method that's allowing him to get there. Round of applause from the crowd. 20 seconds. Jakob down in 20 seconds. Cedric Bichat manages it with 16 seconds left on the clock. Cedric Bichat, what a fantastic way to finish up on problem 3 there for him.
I think that
16
guarantees
seconds
him
left
the
and he
final
manages
already,
to get
doesn't
there.
it? Does that not guarantee him the final already? I believe it does.
Here's the point though that we haven't taken into fact here. Anna Storr is only on problem 3. So she does still have 2 climbs, Anna Storr.
No, she came off a 3, Anna Storr. She's going on to 4.
She's now on 3, Anna Storr, and we also have Alex Puccio attempting the dyno on problem 4.
My mistake.
So Anna's got 2 more climbs.
And here's Alex, sorry. Kim's her mum.
Room to manoeuvre here for Anna. She's got a chance of still pushing up.
Well, we brought out the big guns for the big guns. We've got Led Zeppelin here for Alex.
She's got the height there, just couldn't quite cling on to it. That was the first attempt there for Alex. Now you can see the crowd that's picked up here. There's one of our camera guys as well. Starting to fill up this arena. Finals tonight's going to be absolutely packed. Davey Valberg asking, Sheila, you can answer this one. What's the difference between a normal 7B and a 7B plus?
The 7B plus is harder.
The 7B plus is a little bit harder.
I have no clue. Technically, if there's like a type of move you have to include to get a 7B plus
I don't think
rating
so.
rather than a 7B, I honestly don't know.
Here's Alex, exactly as we said earlier. This is the kind of moves that she's used to doing. The dyno, she's on penultimate move already. Fantastic form. Alex Puccio.
Oh no!
Oh, so close.
She
now,
missed
we need to, and Anna Storr as well.
Coming off a number 3.
Now we need to hope that Alex doesn't start to do the same thing she did yesterday. Now Alex came out, I think, on 2 problems yesterday, and on the first attempt made it very nearly to the top on like the penultimate move, and then progressively just got worse afterwards.
Yeah, went downhill from there on. Yeah.
And let's hope that she doesn't start to do that today. So close. Just for getting to the top, possibly just rushing it a little bit too much.
So let's see. Momoko didn't get 3, she didn't get 2, but she got 1. So she needs number 4. God, this is a mess, isn't it? It's a car crash.
Is he going to go from there? He is, and he managed it as well.
Brilliant.
That was a huge pop.
Brilliant.
I did not expect that to happen.
That's one happy little Japanese man.
Did not expect that to happen at all there.
Again, cat pigeons. That was an unexpected. She's stuck the dyno again, Alex. We're looking at Anna here, but over the top of the screen I'm looking at, I can see in the hall.
And don't worry, guys, Alex is approaching the top now, but we will show it on a replay if you miss anything.
Down.
Here she is,
Here's
same
Alex.
position. Come on, Alex, you got to stick this one now.
A wee bit further up than you went
Sort
last
your
time,
feet.
sweetheart. That's
there it is.
Yes.
She does not look pleased with herself at all there, though. She should be. It was a fantastic climb.
And I think she's just put herself into the final with that one, because she did it in very few attempts.
We will bring you up the results as we move towards the end of the competition. We are almost at the end of the competition now, guys. Not too long before we finish up the semi-finals.
Because, you know, these dyno moves are one way to run up your counter of attempts, because you can just go flying off them.
Il n'y en a bientôt plus, mais il en reste encore des panini au Roquefort. Petite aventure, vous avez un petit peu. Après, il faudra se rattraper sur les panini aux chèvres.
Okay, great pictures here of Anna moving up into that compression, got the foot up. This has been the key before, hasn't it? To get the foot up to the left, to get the hand on the bonus, and then switch round.
Anna looking good here. There's the bonus.
No,
again, just deciding to come down.
yeah, I think that was a mistake to try and get the hand on top of the volume.
She was in a really good position then. She got up with the left foot. She managed to turn around onto the bonus. She jumped, sent it, and she's calling it a day.
Oh no.
Definitely something going on here.
I think we need to call the police. It's a hold-up.
I cannot believe that with 40 seconds left on the clock, Anna Storr has just walked away from problem 3. While next to her, Sakura Hori is still manically trying to push with 20 seconds left. Let's try and send some support here to get him up this wall.
Yeah. Gamba gamba, as they say.
10 seconds, he's going to have to be really quick. This is an interesting method that he's going for here. Is he going to? No, unfortunately. 5 seconds here, and Hori Sakura calls it a day. Now it's all eyes on Cedric Lechat, who's had a fantastic run here in the competition, and also Dmitry Charafutinov over on men's problem 3 as well. We'll have a look at him in a moment. 2 more Japanese female athletes out now as well.
Yeah,
we have Oda
Akio
Momoka and Akio Noguchi out for us.
Akio on 3 and Momoka on her last problem. And the crowd has all migrated. There's been like a parting of the Red Sea, and they've all gone to the far end of the hall from where we are to huddle around boulders, problems 3 and 4.
Dimitri taking some time to have a look at it. It's looking like he's about to get started on this one. This is a really technical problem here. We've seen 3 or 4 different methods of doing it. Here's Cedric. Any support from Switzerland? Do send it in onto the chat feed. You can talk to us live here on Twitter using the hashtag IFSCWC. That's all right, Cedric. Plenty of time left to sort this one out. What about Oda Momoka, another lead climber here, going to be used to a more static style of climbing, having to deal with a huge
she's not a
dyno
shabby
on board.
boulderer either, though. She is certainly giving this a lot of thought before she has a go. Oh, Dimitri's off. Akio's trying to get sufficient purchase to get up to this. Okay, here's Momoka getting ready for the dyno.
Here goes Oda.
No.
Nowhere near enough height there on that one. Still 3 minutes though, plenty of time to try that one again.
Oh, there's...
I thought he was going to do that there. The only male athlete that we've seen to manage that lean out there by using the bonus hold.
No, I think Killian did it like that. I think I saw him do that at one point. Yeah.
Well, we've seen most of the athletes completing 4 by going over to the yellow and then moving over again. Killian didn't. Killian used the yellow. I'll bet you on that one, Sheila. We'll check at the end of it.
I definitely
maybe you
saw
guys in the
someone
chat
do
can
it.
answer that
Someone
one for
stuck
us.
it. But,
Oda Momoka here.
it's kind of hard to juggle 4 screens at the same time. I'm not a professional.
Mike's just said, I am.
Yes, we are all individuals.
I'm not.
That's one for Nathan. He liked your Ministry of Silly Climbs. He's going to love another Monty Python reference.
Well, we're back with our Ministry of City Climbers. It's Cedric Lechat now on problem 4. Here he is. Let's see what he's going to do here with this traverse.
Oh no, Momoka, that's not it.
Momoka really struggling with that dyno. Here he is, he's trying the same method again. It's just too much of an awkward angle, I think, to try and use it for the bonus
Dimitri's off
hold.
again. Ariaku, Ali.
Dimitri.
Where'd I go now? What'd I do? Yeah. We've got just over a minute and a half to see if Dimitri can make it 3 out of 3. Akio's going to really need this. She didn't get number 2.
What has happened to our
Momoka's
world
getting
number
a
1 and
little
2
bit
here?
closer.
On the women's, it's just, I'm really shocked as to what's happening today.
Different type of route setting from what we're used to
Yeah, I
having
suppose so.
for them, perhaps.
Although we've seen Hasta
Oh, there
before.
he is, come on.
And managing to do it as well. A bit too quick there with the pop-up afterwards. Cedric's really interesting to watch climbing. I've just decided
He's
this.
so
It's just
expressive. And, like you say, if there's an alternative way to do it, he will find it.
Here is what just happened to Dimitri. the strength in his arms and shoulders there. Just feet off the wall. Not entirely sure what he's trying to do there with a heel hook on a sloper there. And
oh yeah, like that's going to work. Well, he obviously thought it would, and it would have been pretty spectacular. Crikey. There, he's doing it again, Cedric. Come on, get your foot up. Allez! Oh.
I think it's pulling him a bit too far round to the right because he's still on that
has taken his sheet back.
Wow, with 20 seconds left on the clock.
He's obviously saving his strength for number 4. Akio's done the same thing. That's it, it's all down to number 4. No, Momaka's away.
Cedric still on the wall though with 4 seconds left to go. Is he going to be able to manage this?
This would be so good.
No, that's the time limit up, Cedric, unfortunately.
No, and it
5
didn't
minutes
happen.
strict on the semi-finals. Anna has come back out. She is going to try 4. And as Mike was saying earlier, and he's right, this is a style that she's has a preference for, the dynos. Anna Storr. Rei Sugimoto out on men's problem 4 as well. Now, in a few moments' time, we'll show you our results as we have them at the moment. Remember, the results are not official until 20 minutes after the competition has finished. Have to be checked by the IFSC judges. And the officials here.
Anna's taking her time, walking through it in her mind before she... I was going to say waste an attempt, it's never a wasted attempt, but before she actually physically tries it, trying to visualize the method. All right.
There she goes.
Yeah.
No,
she's
not
not
being
far.
able to stick it the first
She's
time
not
round.
far.
Plenty of time here though, but she has had this attitude in this comp of just wanting to walk away if it isn't working for her, with time still left on the clock as well. Do we think that it possibly is that the Austrians are tired from doing so many comps so quickly? We said at the beginning that Anna Storr didn't look too tired when she came out. She flashed problem 1, but she seems to have started to look more that way as the competition's gone on.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's a hard call. Again,
it's been a pretty intensive couple of weeks.
An unusual style of route setting for the women. Very varied, a lot of compression moves, and those really do take it out of you. Some awkward turns.
But here's an interesting fact for you. The head route setter here is Manuel Hassler. He's the chief route setter who has set all these routes. He set the World Championships in Arco in 2011, and Anna took gold at that World Championships. So Anna is used to competing on Manu's walls and medaling on these walls. And this style, Anna here now struggling despite the fact that she was the world champion when Manu set last for her.
Where do I start with that? It's a bit like with investments, past performance isn't necessarily a guide to future performance. So the way he set it in Arco in 2011 is not necessarily the way he's done it here.
Absolutely, I'd agree with that. But
because if you,
a style to him.
I think there is generally a style. I know I've started to see a few competitions in France and used to those route setters, and you kind of know what they're going to be going about, but at the same time they're constantly seeking to change little bits and to test all these climbers, and they do watch them. Remember, we had this conversation at Bercy where the route setter was saying, we watch them climb, we see what they can do, we see their styles, and we try and tailor it.
So close for Storr.
Not so much tailor it to a particular athlete, to favour a particular athlete, obviously, but to test them and to bring out the best of them, and what you can notice on this semi-final in any case is that there's not one problem like the other one.
No, they're very, very different.
4 completely different
and it's worth
styles.
The route setters. If they've got 4 climbers out of 6 in the finals that are used to more dynamic climbing, we'll then step something more static or a very technical problem there to try and challenge them. So I understand that one completely, and maybe that's something that Manu has taken into consideration, seeing what form Anna Storr is on at the moment. She's doing exceptionally well. Took the gold at Chongqing over the past couple of weeks. Not just for her, but for a lot of the female athletes. We've seen really struggling with these walls here. Some surprises coming through. Currently standing in the finals as well. Some surprises in there. Someone's just said on the Twitter feed, are we about to see 2 British female climbers in the final? I think that's Leah Crane that's hanging in there the finals at the moment.
And Shauna, obviously. So, yeah.
And then Shauna, yeah, obviously. And what do we think, guys? Is this the last 35 seconds? She's not walking away with the 40 seconds left this time. Is she going to manage to do this now?
Oh.
Just can't quite stick that dyno. Is she
Got
going to
time
go
for
for one more
go,
effort
maybe?
for 30 seconds? If she is, she's got to go now.
This could be a major upset. Oh, no.
Unbelievable. I think Anna Stor is going to call that one a day there. She's walking away. Anna Stor does not make the finals here. What a turn of events here. 10 seconds left on the clock, and Anna Stor has left the wall. Anna Stor has left the building, as Mike just said down here. Rei Sugimoto as well, no top for him. We wait now to see whether Akio Noguchi is going to be able to make it into the finals.
This is stunning. This is the last two climbers.
Let's have a brief look now at the results as they are standing so we can see exactly what has happened here so far. These are the results as we have them so far. Remember, they're not 100% confirmed yet. We're trying to keep everybody up to date as much as we possibly can.
So it's the last two, it's the last waltz. It's Akio Noguchi and Dmitry Sharafutinov.
Alex Puccio here, topping it out, 3 out of 5th. Oh, Anna Stor is 5th on there at the moment. We'll get that confirmed for you in a few moments' time. We'll just confirm what's going on. Climbers aren't yet on the wall yet, so let's have a look at the men's for a brief moment. We'll try and have a look at these again in a moment. Killian Fushima making it through here. It's unexpected. Sean McCall and Rustam Galmanov in 8th place.
And no Jakob and no Sean.
And no Jakob and no Sean. It's Dmitry though. Likes the
Well, he's
prims.
already in 2nd and he hasn't done his 4th. So he should go, I mean, if by some surprise he doesn't top this, then he's okay. Akio was close to sticking that dyno there. We'll need to see.
Well, it's looking like Anna Stor is in the final. I'm gonna try and that's confused me a little bit there. We'll have a look at that again in a minute. See exactly what's going on.
She sticks the dyno.
Akio managing to stick the dyno here. So Anna Stor not managing to get up there throughout the...
And if she gets this, it'll be 2 tops and she'll be in the final. Yeah,
she manages
good
it.
girl.
One more hand on there. Akio Noguchi, fantastic performance there. Still some time left on the clock as well. Dmitry.
Look at him,
slow
he's going
steady.
that way. And he's got the
knows where he's going.
height.
Up with the left first on this one.
Come
This
on.
is an interesting, different way of doing it. He's trying to reach through.
Then go, nah.
Now I'm going to switch my hands. I'm going to do it the other way around.
Oh la la.
Unbelievable.
The
Dmitry looking
class.
so strong
What
this
class.
year.
My goodness.
As soon as he took the World Championships, you've got to imagine what a kind of boost that does to your confidence and your mindset when you come out here, and it is a massive part of these problems. Well, there we are, guys. What an eventful semi-finals for us now. Let's have a brief look at the results as they stand at the moment. We're going to go for the men's first, and we'll have a look now. We're pretty sure these are correct. Rei Sugimoto, the dark horse of the competition, as I was saying before.
Well, just hang on though.
Through.
Dmitry is ahead of that because he got the.
And Dmitry got 3, so these aren't completely updated yet. So Dmitry will probably be in 1st place, pushing possibly Rei Sugimoto out, and Lucas Enemosa will now be in 6th. So they are being updated at present, but we know that Dmitry just got 3. So let's have a brief look at the women's for a moment now as well. Bearing in mind that Akio Noguchi just had a top on problem 4 also. These are the most up-to-date results we have at present, because we're not looking after live results this year, unfortunately. Alex Puccio, 3 tops at the top there. Shauna Coxey, 3 tops as well. Akio Noguchi in 3rd then with 2, but is that now
plus
3?
1, which makes 3.
Oh, that's right, by the look of things. And Anna Stor looks to be getting through in 6th place here, pushing Leah Crane out of the final.
Shame for Leah.
These are the results as we have them at the moment, guys. So
That's
they're
an
as accurate as
excellent
we can
result
make
for
them.
Marco Pucheux, the junior, in 11th. Mina Leslie Vajastic confirming her for her
Mina
current
Markovic,
form.
18th place.
Crikey. Melissa at
Unbelievable.
15th. Wow.
What a strange semi-finals.
Monica Recci, who was in the final at Chongqing, does no tops. Comes 16th. That's probably the hardest semis we've seen yet.
Well, here is the men's then updated for you.
There you go.
Apparently,
Dimitri,
according
#1.
to this, Rei Sugimoto is still in, though Dimitri Sharafutinov is now at the top of
'cause
that
he
pile.
just swapped
'cause
with
he just swapped
Jorg.
with Jorg.
Yeah.
So Ray will still be making it through to the final.
Guillaume, who was not looking happy with himself, but he's third.
And as we were talking about, look at the bottom of the pile here. Sean McCall and Rustam. Sean McCall in 9th, Rustam in 8th place.
Tito 13, Jakob 14.
Jakob Schubert.
Thomas Tauporn 17.
This is unbelievable. Jakob Schubert in 14th place. Tito in 13th. We're used to seeing him pushing towards the final as well. Sakura Hori took the bronze medal in Chongqing, and he's in 11th here. Manu has definitely thrown a spanner in the works with these climbers, really shocking them on the second comp of the season, saying, come on guys, time to wake up. And there's your 20th place, Clement Betchen, 19th, Ignacio Sanchez Gonzalez.
There you see the
Incredible.
business with the bonuses. You see that Ignacio, he got 4 bonuses and Clement gets 3, and that's what splits them. And as you go up the list, you'll see there are other cases of a similar nature.
Well, guys, Sheila, thank you very much for being with us all the way
My
through the
pleasure.
semi-finals.
Who'd have missed that? Not me.
Hopefully you're going to be with us again for the finals
Yeah,
later
of
on
course.
today. And guys, thank you for watching. What an eventful semi-finals. I've been Daniel Finn, and joining me was Sheila McCarran. We'll be back with you at 6:25 local time, so Central European time, here in Millau, to bring you the finals of the second IFSC Bouldering World Cup 2013. Thank you, guys. We'll see you very shortly.
See you later.